What's the deal, my familia? The Don Tony Teflon Phil, the issues guy, escaping from podcasting. We're in the building, baby. What's going on? You forgot about it. I ain't forget about you. I had some technical issues, had to work through and everything else. Phil, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Can't wait to talk about this episode. Lots of stuff to unpack in this one. And I can't wait, Tony. And I know she's your girl, but I have a problem with that person standing in the back of you. Anna Lucia Acosta back there. I don't know about her, but we'll get into that a little bit later. I know you have you're protective of her.
You gotta be easy. You gotta take it easy.
Okay. I don't want to start early.
You know, I ain't tolerating much, so we gotta see how far you want to go with that.
Okay. Well, I'll just reiterate the chat. I feel like the chat might be on my side in this one tonight.
Let's say what up to the people in the chat. So we told you our boy Perk Minded is in the building, rock with us. Nino is up in this bitch right now, rocking with us. Jay Sleek is up in here. Chris Smalls is in here, rocking with us. Our girl Carla Way from the land down under is in here. Fatima is in the building, rocking with us. She does the most is in here, rocking with us. None is in here. Our girl, my girl, Elamar is in the building, rocking with us right now. Julie B. Deep Dives is in this building, rocking with us. Peter Griffin is in here, rocking with us right now. We got TNXJ is in the building, watching on the Phil the Issues Guys channel, which you can because he's live there too. So you want to bounce around. It works for both of us that way. Johanna, darling Johanna is in the building. Luna Cascade is in the building, rocking with us. I hear it's going fast. People, I'm trying to get everybody, but at least if I say your name, you know what I'm talking about. Nene is up in the building, rocking with us right now. Wolf Spear is in here. Roland is in here. Matthew Spruce is here. We got so many people. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way. And, go back, let the comments go away for a second. Hit the thumbs up and come right back. You ain't going to miss nothing. Hit the thumbs up button on Phil Issues Guy's channel. Teflon TV. Hit the thumbs up. That's the only way we spread this out. It's the only way it goes. You know what I mean? You got to do that. And that's just where to go. Don Vito is in the building rocking with us. Chris is in here. Greek Girl is in here. Jackie C is in here. Mostly Insane is in here. We will keep going. We'll keep shouting people out as it goes on and everything else. Phil the Issues Guy, what do you rate this episode right off the bat? Let's get into it.
Okay, out of this season, I would say this is like a 7. This wasn't one of my favorite episodes of the season, although this did have some big moments that did happen, and I like some of the progression of the storyline we happened. But at times, I felt like there were some scenes in this episode that could have been sort of compounded with another episode and made a better episode. Like the last 2 episodes could have, in a way, maybe be edited together to form one better episode. But I did very much enjoy this one. There were just some parts where we just sort of checked in on people. And I think it took away from other parts of the story. I wouldn't have minded expanded a little bit more because you're checking in with somebody very briefly. But I did think this episode had some awesome moments, some incredible scenes, and the conclusion where I guess another mole dies by the wayside. Some people like that turned Tilly into a force ghost. That's what she wanted. She was talking about this being the start of life. So this sends her on another mission. So that's not, so Fatima, actually released her into what she want. No. Tilly was just exactly what she seemed to be. A nice, curious woman that liked love, that had...
there was so many theories. She's rain dancing. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's a witchcraft lady.
Yeah.
She's the mole. I can't stand Tilly. There's something going on with that Tilly. She always around that Tilly. So many different things that people said about her. Same thing as like Tom the bartender. Same thing. I don't trust that Tom the bartender. He looks like Grady from Sanford and Son, right? If you didn't trust him. And now all of a sudden, here we go. Here we are right now. Here we are.
Again we rise, Tony. Again, here we are.
And here we go. And Tilly's up out of here. I would say I would give it a 7, 6.5 to 7. I don't want to go 6.5. I really don't. But I will say that 6.5 because I'm gonna give it 6 point. You know what I feel?
You're more honest than I am. I wanted to do it, Tony. You honestized me. Let's see if you can bring my 7 down to a 6.5. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, number one, I'm gonna say 6.5. Number one, because it seems like Kenny's is scheming on my chick. I don't appreciate that. You know what I mean?
You
So
got nothing to worry about. Tony.
yeah, Kenny. So you got anybody outside here? You got a boyfriend? Kenny, say it. That's what you wanted to say. Would you like some tea? That's a pickup line, Kenny. Huh? But it seems like this is where it seems like it's going. I would say I'm jealous. God damn it! I ain't gonna lie about it. Kelly Johnson says tea is Anna, Lucia, Acosta, and your hotties, but 100%. I got a thing for women with those button noses like that. I've dated a lot of them. So I got a thing for those noses. I think they're very cute. It's always been like that my whole life. So yeah. So no doubt about it. You know what I mean? I can't go about trying to bag my chick up, man. But besides
you were certainly trying.
Besides that, I will say that he tried to get her out of her clothes. You want to change your clothes or something? Yeah, Kenny.
You want to go swimming at Colony Hall? We can find a pool. And go swimming
you want to change your clothes? You got to need a swimsuit on some lingerie. You know, we got thongs in the back. I just let you know in the room right here in the back. We're going to keep the thongs back here. That's where the thongs at. You know what I mean? She looks like she could swallow a thong. Anyway, I will say this straight up from the beginning, right off the bat, is this: that it seemed fillerish, and I understand why you have to do it. Right? We've had great episodes back to back. You got to slow it down a little and build the story up a little bit, and set up everything else from later on. Someone just gifted 5 memberships on the Phil the Issues Guy channel.
I did. I actually did.
Oh, you did. Phil the Issues Guy just gifted 5 memberships. I'll get 5 memberships now. It's a new month. I could do that over on mine in a little bit. And I understand why they're doing it. I understand where it's going. I understand why they have to do that. But, so compared to what we got so far in this season, I would say 6.5. Now, in season 2, it could be a night 8. But for this season, the bar is set higher, I think, than past seasons so far from what we've seen.
The problem is, Tony, I think the stoppage or the emotionalizing right now seem to be to deal with the death of Nikki. And I don't give a fuck about Nikki. Like we had the second, and I know, what happened to Kenny's mom too. Those 2 big things, but the last big thing that happened was that. And obviously tonight, what happened with Tilly, it was a big episode, but we did, and we'll get into it when we get into the recap. There was a lot of just extended stuff that we didn't need to see. How many times and this isn't whinging too much, but it's just how many times do we need to have Tabitha have the same scene and say the same things? Like Tabitha is basically in every scene repeating, "Oh my god, no, oh my god, no, let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Oh my god, no. That's her lines for this whole season. No. Oh my god, no.
You don't get it, Jim. You don't get it, Jim. The dreams, the children. But like, it seems like some of that could have just been compounded, Tony, into something a little bit more tight. Even the Julian Randall stuff was interesting, but why did we see them last week? It could have just been one sort of organized interaction, but we'll get into it, unpack it too. But so I'm with you. It just seems, compared to the momentum that they built up, this last episode seems to take the breaks in a different way, where we only saw Sarah for a second in the last 2 episodes. I want more Sarah. Give me more damn Sarah.
I want more Sarah too. It just seems like the writer's like, we need Tabitha to say something. How about, oh my god, go with it. How about, no, go with it.
We have to stretch this a little bit. Let's have Victor treat the doll like he's Jack Bauer trying to get information. Tell me what you know, Jasper.
Yeah, I thought he was going to start waterboarding the doll.
He was totally Jack Bauering him. He was like,
just lay the doll there flat and just start waterboarding. You're going to talk, Jasper, goddamn. You're going to tell us what the hell is going on. I need to know and everything else. Yeah, and one thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this.
Waterboarding Pinocchio.
What is the sense of the season changing?
Yeah.
Like, if the ground is soft enough to bury a body in it, then it ain't that cold out there.
It was raining at the beginning of this episode.
Here in New York, I know in New York, if you die in New York, you ain't getting buried till spring, summertime, if you die in the winter. Right? And I'm looking around, they showed the snow, and now that's not like it's a blizzard or something. Like, I just
Tony, it was raining at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, what is going on with the snow? Why did they even invoke the snow if it's not going to be a problem? Because this chick was walking through the snow when the bear track hit a few hours. You know, if you want to look at this thing happening in the daytime, a few hours, now the snow's gone. And there's no snow up there at all. Like I don't understand the point of introducing snow if it's not going to play a major factor. Now that there's no snow, I can't see what's going. It should. You need an avalanche. You need someone to get buried out there, almost freeze to death. You need someone to make an igloo to survive. You need to do something if you're going to introduce the snow. And they made a whole big thing about the weather. And I just don't see where the snow is going. Why they even introduced this snow.
No, I hear you. And I'm not going to say any spoilers for it, but I think like something like Yellow Jackets dealt with snow a lot better than this in the sense of creating some horror from it out of nowhere. So, Tony, I don't want to say it like this, but is the snow ultimately just because it was snowing on the production, so they added it to the whole production? It seems like that's the only thing. Like, it was snowing a couple of days that they were filming, so they made it part of the show a little bit. It doesn't seem to have any necessary significance that we've been able to ascertain yet. To your point, it almost just seems like room dressing, and that's fine if it. No, it's not fine if it is, but if it is, because I know that was something that was seemed to be a big part of the preseason press and hype for the season, is showing the snow, showing the weather, or maybe I was correcting my mind to that in some ways, but I did kind of feel that. And to your point, Tony, it hasn't really been a factor. And in this episode, it was raining. I started thinking about the flood again. I was like, is it going to stop raining? Is the flood coming? And I totally forgot about the snow. Is the snow coming back? The next 3 episodes, we're going to have a huge snowstorm that freezes them in or something like that. I thought there was some foreshadowing in this episode for losing the talisman ability, where Kenny's like explaining to your girlfriend there, to Anna Lucia Acosta over there, that, you know, people used to have to run around. I wasn't around then. That makes me think that everyone's going to have to run around, but that would be interesting with the snow. You know, suddenly you're stuck in a snowstorm and the talismans don't work. What the hell do you do? You know, you're going to see a lot of people die from different things other than the creatures. Anyway, I'm with you on that.
They could have done a lot. They could have done a lot with it if they chose to, I guess, if they chose. I don't know. You know, since last season, the seasons are changing and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, they ain't. I mean, these dudes are walking around with their jacket wide open. It's not like they're bundled and they got the hoodie up or anything else like that. Oh, it's a little chilly, it's a little nippy out there, but nothing to the point where I thought it was going to be. Chris, thank you for the super chat. It says, watch the foreshadowing on Boyd withholding the bullets from Acosta.
I was going to talk about that.
Carry spare and extra mags. I bet she will have them and end up saving Boyd's life. All right, we'll see if that happens. She
Tony,
might have extra mags or spares or anything else. It may be something like that.
I don't know if she's going to save Boyd's life, but I did think they were. I wrote that in my notes when we get to that too. I think they were definitely patterning, showing it off, like calling their shot for her. The way she smiled when he gave her the gun, and she turned around and said, "Sure thing," or I have it written down, but whatever she said to him, "Okay, officer," with a smile on her face. She knows she has a clip somewhere else. She knows she has something stashed, like some more bullets on her belt or something. Bad move by Boyd not to check beforehand, but he was at his wit's end with her at that point. I thought that was an interesting scene because most times when Boyd sort of tells people to back off, they back off, and she stepped to him like no, I want my goddamn gun, Tony. Give me my gun.
Yeah, and then when she gets serious, like she does like a Marilyn Monroe whisper, and the actress does, she's like, no, kind of Batmanish, like a female Batman. I want my gun now. Like, notice that she does that when she talks regular. She's talking regular, but once she gets mad, she does like the Batman boom. She goes, no, I want my gun now. and what has she been a cop for a whole 48 hours?
Yeah. Exactly. I love that. What'd you get out of the police academy 2 days ago? And I guess she just doesn't. No one's mentioned to her that he's military or anything like that. Like, it's just he's just some guy that's borrowing a blazer. No, shut up. Have you heard any of the theories about her not disclosing her first name, and her first name is going to end up being Abby? And she's going to be
people put in the chat, Anna is her name.
Anna, maybe I've heard some there is a
But-
theory out there about her being actually Abby, and she's gonna end up being like some reimagination of has Boyd's wife come back or something.
I don't know if I like that.
I
I
don't
know
like
with
that
IMDb it's just Acosta. That's all they got her as Acosta. So they're purposely hiding her first name for something. So it seems like it could be that, or they just didn't think of it yet. Oh, but it could, I mean, are they really going to do the AA? Abby Acosta? Are they really going to go with that? And Acosta seems like a Spanish name, doesn't it?
I
Is that
think
a Spanish name, Acosta? It seems like a Spanish name.
Irish, maybe. I don't know.
Is it Irish? Acosta?
I honestly, or it's Greek, maybe. I honestly don't know.
I thought it was like Hispanic or something like that. Let me see. Let me look that.
Maybe I'm thinking Acosta.
Let me see. Acosta.
And I mean, we've gone this far without talking about Elgin too, and Elgin's on his own spooky adventure.
It's Portuguese,
Okay.
which is basically Spanish. Basically Spanish and everything. Yeah, it's Portuguese. It's been so. Anna Acosta, maybe her daddy is. She don't look like any Spanish in her. Well, a little bit in certain places, but not really. But we'll see if it's Abby. If it does go to that, I don't know if I'd like it. I don't know if that works for me and everything else. You know what I mean? But we got another super chat here from Chris. And he says Acosta is way too fine to be ragging like she is. Yeah. And don't be talking about her again, all right? I'll just play. You're correct in that. You're correct. What's Acosta's police badge flash mean to me? Flash to me. Yeah, she flashing the badge like she's still out in the real world. That's what a real world cop would most likely do. Flash the badge. You know what I mean? And
especially a cop that's been a cop for 2 days.
Intimidate somebody like. You can't intimidate this dude. You can't intimidate someone who's lived his life for these time he's lived this life. You know what I mean? There's no intimidation.
Dude's been to Oz, Tony. The dude has been to Oz. You're not intimidating him. He's been in fucking Oz. He survived exactly. He survived Oz, and he's on this he survived an island too, and he somehow made it to this goddamn town. This guy, you're not breaking him, Acosta. You're not going to accost him.
There was one time I was cool with this cat, and we was up in the Bronx, and we was in this whole like Spanish Puerto Rican dudes. We were in a party or the house party and shit. And this one guy was with the white dude. He was married to a Spanish Puerto Rican chick, and his wife is an amazing dancer, like Dancing with the Stars. So she starts dancing with this one guy there, and they're just doing Dancing with the Star moves. You know what I mean? It's like they're grinding, and everyone is watching them. But this dude gets all crazy, jealous, grabs the dude by the hair and drags him and throws him on the floor. Now, I'm with 3 white dudes and me. Everyone else in there is Puerto Rican. In the Bronx. We from Queens. So I'm like, man, this is about to go. Then we're going to have to fight everybody in the party right now because Smitty want to be an idiot. But my boy was with me, and he's a security guard. And people are starting to try to come and like surround us and start talking. And he pulled out his security guard badge.
He's like
and held the security guard badge. Just like, you see this? You know what this is? You know.
From now on, Tony, we're going to refer to that as pulling an Acosta. That it's like whenever someone does that move, it's pulling an Acosta. Like here, what I got.
Like, it doesn't say saving none of us. It's not doing anything, bro. Yeah, he definitely pulled an Acosta.
He pulled an Acosta. He tried to do that in every situation.
What are you doing right here? This ain't saving us, dude. I'm about to get pounded out right now. Yeah, boy. That's the way it was about to go. Like he's Paul Blart. You know what I mean? He pulled out the badge on him and stuff.
Check it out. Okay.
Yeah, like what are you gonna do with everything? Yeah. So we've given our initial thoughts of the episode. We're gonna go right into the review. Right into the recap, and then we're going to open up the phone lines early.
Let's do it.
And we're going to get some theories going and everything else and all that good stuff. I got a lot to say about the episode, so that's why I want to get quickly into it. I know the episode hasn't aired yet, but we'll still be doing this while it's airing. I'm sure it's going to last a pretty long time. Phil, if you will, please.
Okay, I hurt my back, so this will be a different kind of recap. So let's get into this. Recap! Okay, here we go.
we're gonna use the gong show gong on callers.
Oh, wait,
all right. We're gonna have to gong people out.
Oh yeah, I got the gong, got some spoons. Okay, I hurt my back, so I'm not gonna.
You're like, how does he have all these instruments? How does he have all these instruments? He's got the ocarina of time in there.
Oh, sorry. Recap. Okay.
Going on to a man, Terry Matthews with the brother, rocking with us right now.
How's it going, buddy? So, anyways, so we open up on Fatima. I'm sorry, I'm more out of breath doing all that, Tony, than I would be running around this place for some reason. So we open up on her talking to Christy and the crew from last time. Marielle and Boyd and Ellis are there about her cravings, and she's like, what's happening to me? Chrissy is like, could be some psychosomatic situation, and she kind of talks around the hysterical pregnancy thing. And Fatima's like, immediately Fatima, obviously because a lot's going on pressure-wise, but also besides that, I don't know if you got the feel, Fatima is like, she seems like she has, you know, like the Exorcist in her, like, to suck sticks in hell. Like she has like that attitude, like a really mean little gremlin crawled inside her. That's like,
I would love to see her. I would love to see them have to strap her to the bed and her just go, and just start throwing up on people and everything else.
That bile just keeps coming out that she's been eating and shit.
Do I have that? Oh my God. I don't have.
Yeah, mother sucks dicks in hell. But she just has like a real bad attitude in this situation. And we'll get into this in a minute, but I feel for Ellis, and I think the actor did a great job in this episode. But Chrissy's like, maybe you were pregnant, maybe you're not, or you know, I don't know. And she's like, I can still feel something inside me, you know, like something's in here. What the fuck? You know, like you don't know what you're talking about. And Boyd again gives this look like I'm going to have to deal with this at some point in time. Ellis, bless his heart, is being sweet. He offers her some water and she like slaps that shit out of his hand, Tony. She's like, I don't need your fucking water. Do I need water right now, Ellis? And then Chrissy offers her to spend the night. And Ellis is like, yeah, you should stay here. Don't go out in the rain. She's like, Ellis, I don't give a fuck about the rain. When you want to talk about the rain, Ellis, I don't give a fuck about the rain. And she says, fuck you, and she runs off. And Mari's going to go to Colony House for the night with her. And Boyd and Chrissy are left alone as Mari goes off to prepare to go to Colony House. Chrissy is like, Boyd, you should have told me about all this beforehand. You know, she does the Adam Sandler from The Wedding Singer. That's information I should have known yesterday. And Boyd's like, I don't know. I'm sorry. You know, it wasn't my place to tell you. And she sets up something that's important for tonight, that either something is growing inside of her that's similar to the worms that you had. That was mentioned a couple times in this episode, Tony, about the worms. Maybe it's like the worms. It's like the worms, or this place finally got to her. And then Boyd's like, do your fucking job. Figure this out, as she pushes back on him. And then he heads out in the rain. Good intro scene. I like it that Christy and Boyd have this kind of dynamic where they're a little bit, you know, they can butt heads a little bit and get at each other. And
yeah, she's 100%. I was gonna say real quick. Yeah, Fatima, you know, for real, at this point, she has you know, I think the fact that she's trying to come to grips with, you know, basically that she doesn't want to believe that she wants to believe there's a baby because she doesn't want to think there's anything wrong with her.
Yeah.
But when is she going to come to grips that, you know, eventually that, hey, it's you're the problem here and stuff, you know? So that's what it comes down to in the end from her. Like, when is she actually going to come to grips with that whole situation?
100%. And and we get into this a little bit afterwards, but I do want to talk about Ellis, and we get into it more in the Boyd and Ellis scene later. But dude, like, it's easy to forget all the shit that dude's going through. His mother, everything that happened with Abby, everything that happened with Boyd with worms and disappearing and everything like that. And now this is happening with his wife. it's a lot of shit for Ellis to deal with, and he's trying to keep this all together. And I thought that was a good sort of through line all throughout this episode with Ellis, of watching him getting ready to pop and seeing Boyd watch this, and almost processing that this is how this place is fucking with him. That everything that's set up for the entire season about this place is going to fuck with you is happening through Fatima and Ellis. Like, this is all, like, that's the look that I read on Boyd's face. Like, these fuckers, this is what they're doing. This is their game. And watching his son be torn apart. And it's really quite crazy. Also quite crazy is we already talked about this scene, Tony. The next scene, we get back in on Victor interrogating Jasper, having a funny interaction with him, going full Jack Bauer on the puppet. Tell me what you know. And I'm not scared of you. And Henry, who kind of pissed me off in this episode, not pissed me off, just annoyed me a little bit. Because he did the TV cliche that I hate. Henry shows up and he's like, what are you doing talking to the puppet? You really think that puppet can do anything? And you're in a magic world, not a magic world. You're in a crazy place with monsters that are alive. You're telling me you don't believe a doll can talk? I mean, anything is possible in this place. And he sort of yells at Victor a little bit. Not yells, but he's like, Victor, you can't do anything here. And it's like, Tony, come on, you just got chased by monsters in an underground thing for this doll. You don't believe it can talk?
Yeah, you got to start realizing where you're at, and you got to start accepting where you're at, and thinking that I know he has a lot of guilt, right? He probably has guilt. His son's been going now. His son is back and everything, but people need to accept it. I mean, you've seen. I mean, did he see the creatures themselves? Was he able to see them himself?
Yeah, he heard the girl talking, and she was right in front of him, like, and saw the monster, the passed out dude in the chair, like right in front of him. He walked in there too. So yeah, he actually saw the monsters.
Yeah, so it really makes no sense for him not to believe it. When it's all said and done. So he should be with it and start believing this stuff. And it's terrible that he's not. And I think a lot of this stuff, when it comes down to, is a lot of people just don't like to believe what's in front of their eyes. Again, you hear the situation with Tabitha and Jim, and you see another situation here with Ellis not believing her, and it seems like nobody ever wants to believe anything and you've been here long enough that you have no right not to believe anybody. For anything. I don't care what they came to me and told me, I would believe anything, because that's where we're at right now. We're at a place where you have no choice but to believe the unbelievable, because you've seen it already with your own eyes. So I just don't understand why people aren't getting it.
And I know Luna says something like Henry needs a minute. Some of these people do need a minute. They do. And that's kind of what Kenny was trying to explain to Acosta there. Like, some people do need a minute to stretch in it. I think Henry, it's a little bit of a different situation because he actually was in the tunnels. He saw all this stuff in front of him, and he fast-tracked to dealt with everything with Tabitha. He's had a little bit more of a bit to take all of this in, with Tabitha showing up at his house and showing up in this weird town. I think even more so than some other people, and seeing his son after all these years. And I know he feels bad, and he's trying to help him instinctually by being like, oh, don't obsess over this puppet. But you want to help your kid in this situation? Just believe him. Just like be on his side and be like, I'm going to help you do whatever you can to make this fucking doll talk. And in this moment, I think that's what Victor needs. Victor needs support. His dad needs to trust Victor that he's one of the people that, whether he ends up being evil like Tony thinks or being the Boyd wife, but in this moment, what we're talking about, if the Victor we see here, Quaid, not Hauser, not like Quaid, the Victor we see here is a good dude, and if he wants to help him, he can help him by supporting him and being on his side. I think that's the best way he can do it, and just try to listen to him. He knows this place better than Henry. Lean on him here,
Victor. And I think that's what he has to do. He has to look at Victor and be like, listen, I'm in an unfamiliar world. If the man is telling me a doll could talk, I have to dispel all rational thinking when you come to this place. Yeah. Monsters don't exist. People may live like Colony House, But everything you've seen, you've been in the tunnel, you've seen your wife's stuff down there, you've seen a woman imitate your wife's voice, a monster. Why not just believe the doll could talk also? I just don't know why that would be such a point of contention for him.
Yeah, 100%. And especially again, where literally the day before, to get that little doll, you went into a weird tunnel underground where there was a monster half asleep on a chair, and then another woman that spoke maybe in your wife's voice, and you found your wife's, or at least found your wife's blazer or jacket, whatever he found, down in the tunnel randomly. And then it said, and you heard it say to your son, "You can stay here, Victor." And you don't think that maybe the doll can talk. Maybe that Victor actually saw this at a point in time, and you may want to just say, I mean, I know what he's trying to do, Tony. He's trying to take his son off the hook, like be there and tell him not to worry and not stress for a second. But what you're really doing is the opposite. This sends Victor out of there to just run off and be like, I got to figure this out. Like
talk to me, Jasper.
Jasper, talk
to me.
I'm not afraid of you.
I'm not afraid of you.
I'm not afraid of you, Jasper.
He's not afraid, but if Jasper would have screamed at her like he's screaming at Jay, I bet you would have got afraid then.
I'd have got fucking scared too. So speaking of people I'm scared of, Elgin, who now that we had Nathan on earlier, and he didn't let any of this on, like this Elgin turn that was about to happen. But like the Elgin definitely does have some really cool stuff that he does in this episode. And Elgin and Tilly, he's made some sort of an ornament for Fatima, and Tilly thinks it's just darling. He hangs it, and this endless film camera takes another picture, and it cuts quickly to it. And it's interesting. Like, do you think the picture is real? Maybe. And where is it? Do I have the picture right here? Yeah, right. The picture's right here. The picture is of the underground thing, the cellar and outside. So we go off to, he timidly looks at the picture, and we cut off. We go off to Marielle and Fatima, and Mary's being positive and like, oh, you're so lucky that the ambulance showed up, and you're still, we got the medicines, we got some stuff that you needed. And Fatima's just being crabby, like, oh, I'm so fucking lucky. And Mari's like, yeah, I know what it's like to have this place get the best of you. Oh, I don't just have some stupid fear. I'm not just imagining some stupid fear. Something's actually compelling me to eat this dog shit and suck blood. Fuck you, Marielle. I don't need your stupid help.
Yeah, Marielle. She might just like smoke some crack, Marielle. All right.
Yeah, she was so mean. Marielle was trying, dude. She was trying. And Fatima says it's real and it's different. I'm doing all this eating not because I'm just scared. And this is different, not stupid worms. And Ellis breaks it up, and Fatima leaves Marielle leaves with a fucked up vibe. Ellis and Fatima talk for a minute, and he says, Marielle cares. And Fatima's like, no one's listening to me. Why is no one listening? Everyone thinks my point of view is wrong, and everyone thinks this is in my head. He's like, I don't know. We're just trying to look at all angles. She's like, listen, do you believe me or do you not believe me? And then she pulls out a measuring stick. She's like, I'm getting bigger. Whatever's inside me is getting stronger, and it's craving it all the time. And fuck you, Ellis, for trying.
And she's so small. I'm sure that she would know if she's getting better. Breaking news here. We have a clip of Fatima from the season, from early in the season. Here we go.
The underground thing. The cellar outside. So we go off to. Do you know what's awesome about that clip? You can hear us because you screen grab. You can hear us in the background from earlier in the podcast. That's great. That's awesome, Tony. Tony was working on getting that clip for that is actual footage of Fatima. Tony, you actually found it.
This is what happens to Fatima. Here we go.
The underground thing, the cellar outside. So we go off to. Oh no. Poor girl. Poor girl.
Fatima.
Oh.
She's sniffing around.
Whatever's growing inside her is definitely craving it. It's hungry. It's hungry, Tony. Oh my goodness, that was worth every second of that. Okay, so her body's changing, whatever's inside her strong. So we go off to Donna and Boyd, and they have probably my favorite scene of the episode with Donna and Boyd here. And he's telling her that there's no pregnancy and what that means, just the whole everything that Christy said. And Boyd says it's either something invisible like my worms. They kept mentioning the worms. Do you think there's any significance that they mentioned the worms like several times in this episode, Tony?
I think that the significance of the worms obviously is the same thing that's going on with Fatima, that quite possibly there's something that's inside that couldn't be picked up before, that could be a situation that she's dealing with right now, that there's something inside of her that's just not getting picked up by the modern technology that they have. I think that's what it is, because it's one of two things. Either she's pregnant or she's turning to a monster. There's no in between ground for her. It's one of two things. Either she's turning to a monster or she's pregnant. So, I mean, that's all we got. We don't have anything else at all for it to be anything else but that. So we have to figure out everything else, what's going on. Glue Guns and Roses says, I think they reminded us about the worms to remind us that crazy shit happens here.
Yeah, very true.
I think that's too, but that could be a reason. You know what I mean? Why? Chris got a super chat. Where in the world did Boyd's shaking go?
The spiders took it.
Spiders. We got Jacob Johnson Wilson says the woman is not pregnant. All right, we got to get a poll going. Let me open up this thing, and we're gonna get a poll and see if we think that she's pregnant or turning into a monster. I got to do that from the app. So while Phil does this thing over here,
I'll continue with the Boyd and Donna scene. They ever talk about the pregnancy, about the worms, or it's in her head, and Donna goes like Abby, and Boyd says, "Yep, like Abby." And Donna goes, if you're thinking about the things you could have done better in that situation with Abby, and he's like, no, I'm not thinking about that. And she goes, maybe you should. And I don't know. I know we might never find out, but I don't know if her sister dealt with some shit too, and she had to put her sister out of her misery. I don't know if I'm auto-correcting or creating a whole backstory for Donna that she ended up having to kill her own sister or something, but whatever. In this moment, I saw that, but I'm making that up. And Donna's like, if it's the worms, we'll deal with it, but if it's like Abby, we need to bring her back. And I think she's sort of implying, or we're going to have to fucking kill Fatima, or she'll have to be stopped at any means. And Boyd says, let's keep this between you and I. And Donna immediately.
It seemed like Donna was basically, it seemed like it seemed like Donna wanted to kill her. Like Donna's like Donna's wanting to take her out.
Yeah, 100%, Tony. It seemed like it was what she wasn't saying there. It was almost like a mafia show where she's like, yeah, Ralphie's a problem, Johnny Sack. We're gonna need to do something about him. Yeah, someone's gonna need to do something about him. It was like one of those kind of conversations where someone's gonna need to take care of this situation. And Boyd says, let's keep this between us. And she says, I don't know about that. And he's like, well, I told you there's be no secrets between you and me. And I just, figured you'd know because she's living there. And Donna basically says, yeah, about that, Tony, about her living at Colony House. Both scenarios are bad for me and my people. Get her the fuck out of Colony House. And Boyd's like, what? And he's like, fuck you. Oh, I guess I'll make room for her in a passive-aggressive way. And she's like, well, not today. And then he's like, no. You're right. But fuck you. It was like one of those things. Like, you're right, Walter, but you're an asshole. So it was kind of just a fun moment where Donna's just like, yeah, I don't want any of that.
Yeah, I don't want that crazy woman here. And Donna's right.
Yeah,
she's right.
Boyd knew it.
There's no way around it. I wouldn't want her around me. She can't. If I'm Ellis, I'd be nervous for him.
Tie her ass up.
I'd be nervous because listen, we've seen what she's done already. Not the vegetables. We're talking about the 2 fingers deep. Right? We've seen this and everything else, and we see later on and stuff what's going on. We'll get to that when we get there. But it seems like she might be too far going, and if that's the case, then she might have to get put out of her misery.
Yeah, it might be that time. And they remind
she's on the hit list. We have her on the hit list. We have her. I think she's the #1 seed we have to die this year. You know what I mean?
So we go off to, speaking of everyone's favorite person, we go off to Mr. Jim and the red shirts at the cabins getting the food, talking about the sound outside. And again, sort of doing this implication that I guess I'm pointing out all the times that things are repeated in these episodes. The sound outside is different. It doesn't sound like the normal monsters. We've heard that like 4 times this season, that when people are at the cabins, something's happening, something's coming with the cabins. And if it's not, it's coming next season. And because they keep sort of brushing this as just yada yada yada, but whatever. They mentioned it again today. And we're about to leave, and Ethan and Tabitha and Jade come rolling around. Jim is not happy. Ethan runs over, and he's confused, and Jade is like, okay. And Ethan's like, Mom saw this place in a dream, like Victor's mother's dream. And Jim just looks upset. And we cross over to...
so do you think that they are going to, and they have to, pay off what's knocking outside the cabin, and what do you think is outside that cabin if it's not the monsters out there?
I think they have to pay that off, Tony. Like they've set it up too much. You were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, and I can't imagine that you feel any better about it, but obviously you answer for yourself. But they've underdeveloped the cabins so far, and I don't know if that's on purpose and something that's going to pay off later, or I want more of the cabins. They in the Elaine Bennis world, they yada yada yada. They're yada yadaing the cabins, Tony. And why are they doing the yada yada? I don't know. Are they doing it because they want to play the magician's trick and make us feel okay about it, and then have something crazy happen, or are they doing it like Boyd capturing something, and that's just something that's just going to be like, yeah, there's sounds there. As for what I think it is, and some other next level creature.
Yeah, I just think that from the opening episode, this is one thing too. I would say, and I love the show. And I'm not trying to nitpick it, but I will say that the snow didn't work for me. The impending starvation plot didn't go anywhere for me. It was like quick. We have seen Fatima stick her fingers in blood, but you would think it would be like a Yellow Jacket, the way they were hyping it, like it was that going to be that desperate, and it really wasn't desperate at all. So I didn't like that. And the cabin, it just seems like you're going to have this thing knock on the cabin twice, someone else bring it up, and we get nothing. You're going to have this on the poster, and so far nothing. It seems to me, and this is one thing that I will say, it seems they're focusing a lot on this damn pregnancy with her.
Yeah, it seems to be the thing this season that they spread out longer than I think it necessarily had to, where I wouldn't have minded equal value sent to the cabins and the pregnancy. It seems now that they're going to set up whatever was in the cabins for the big payoff at the end of the season, and then that's going to be next season. And the cabins were just sort of that stick, the carrot at the end of the stick for the whole season. But basically this whole season is going to be dealing with the pregnancy as the big Dana Ma kind of situation. And that's it, just not where I thought this season was going at the beginning. I'll wait for it to see. I'm also not being nitpicky too. I'm very high on this season, but I was hoping for more of the cabin. One thing that's unexpected that I'm actually enjoying, Julian Randall, the actors he has a very big brother sort of attitude with her. I like their interest. I like the two of them. Their chemistry is interesting because he's sort of grumpy Gus and she's like wacky teenager that's going to kind of push through it. And he's spending the night at the hospital as he's heading out. He's being rude. They hung out before doing that thing. Like they smoked, they got high, and she's like, and she calls him on it right away. I love Julie in this scene. She's like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, you smoke weed with me and now you're ignoring me. And he's like, I'm not fucking ignoring you. Goodbye. And she goes, where you going?
It's like you had sex with me and now you're not a friend no more.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like to me.
And she was like, well, and he's like, I'm going for a walk, Tony. And he's like, well, I'm going, or he's going, I'm going for a walk. Fuck you. And she's like, well, okay. Do you want company? No. Okay. I'm coming with you. It was very like, I'm going to annoy you into having fun with me. It was very, very natural, very real.
Yeah, it did seem real, and I think that's what they were going for with them. on this episode that they wanted to get back to some normalcy in life, like this, like not worrying about what's going on here. I heard somebody else say in another chat the live stream that I watched real quick that I didn't watch Lost, but they said they had something like this in Lost with a car that it kind of made it feel normal.
Yes, I actually have that in the notes. There's a moment where one of the characters, Hurley, who's sort of like the friendly thing, finds a car that's been there for decades and somehow gets it started, and they drive through the fields, and it's like one of the and there's old beer in the back, and one of the characters like cracking 30-year-old beers in the back, drinking while they're driving in the it's a really awesome Lost moment, actually. When Dharma Initiative stage. Anyway, sorry, don't get me started on that stuff. Okay, so the next thing is Elgin's looking at the picture, Tony. I needed to pause on it just because I was curious what the picture. So is the picture? Oh my, I'm sorry. I gotta stop and ask some of the stupid reality stuff, Tony. So is this picture real? What is this picture he's holding? Is this picture in his imagination? Like, I'm saying, like, did the camera actually manifest a real life picture of this for him to hold and walk out there? Or is this something that he imagined and this is an imaginary picture he's holding in his hand? I know that doesn't really matter, but I'm just kind of wondering. I don't know why I'm curious about that.
I think that I don't know if it's in his head or not. I mean, we can't really tell. We know that the picture that it took of when he took it to Fatima, and then the creature came behind Fatima. We know Fatima was in the picture, but is he just visualizing the lady behind her? So I don't think that we can actually say for real if that's going on. People like Elgin is ashy as hell. They're like, Elgin finger ashes. Only black people notice that shit. I know black women said that. His fingers are ashy as hell, goddamn. He needs some cocoa butter. Definitely needs some cocoa butter on him. I'm gonna tell him next time he come out here. When he come over here again, I'm gonna tell him, like, dude, you gotta have to get some cocoa butter, bro.
I'll make sure I save this picture.
If they can make pancakes, they can make some goddamn cocoa butter. So I can't. People say, "Where's T dating with the baby?" T Dave's retired. I would have to say that I can't tell you whether it is or not. You know what I mean? I really don't know.
That was just one of those things.
We need more proof than that, and that's a good point that you brought up.
Did a blank picture get taken, and then he was, he's holding a blank picture that has a vision of that thing? I don't know. Obviously there's precedent to objects coming alive, as we see later in the episode again with the boom boxes. So seeing a real, one of the electronic devices within the town having some sort of mind of its own isn't ridiculous. I'm just wondering how much of this is in his head, as we've seen it at different times, different things that he's seen other people can't see. So did an actual picture get printed out? I don't think it really matters, but it was something that stupidly popped in my head.
No, so I think that's a great thing. We don't know. I don't think it can be determined unless someone else can actually see the picture. Until if someone else actually sees one, if that's the case, there's no way to determine whether the picture is real or not, or it's just a figment of his imagination. But do you think that Elgin is like the people who talk to Chrissy? I thought was good and everything else. Do you think that the people who talk to Chris are same people talking to him and the same people talking to Christy? And he said, "Did y'all know you aren't supposed to shake a Polaroid to get the bell?" Yeah, my dad had one when I was little, Polaroid camera. That's like shaking a Polaroid.
It's like blowing into a Nintendo cartridge.
100% what I was going to say.
Was that what you were going to say? Like,
yeah, 100%. It's just like blowing into the Nintendo cartridge, right? You know that shit though. When you put the Nintendo cartridge on, it's the same thing. It don't work. So I think that's what's shaking the picture. It's right there. He was just doing that and everything else.
Absolutely. And I think, yes, it seems like it could be a similar thing that infected Sarah, that's infecting Elgin. I think we now know whatever's going on, because what he finds here, like, let's get into what he finds here. This doesn't look good. He finds a door. He opens it. It's a closet cabinet thing. Inside, it's nothing. It seems like it's like a wall or a block. He walks away thinking there's nothing. There's a knock, knock, knock. He goes back, moves the closet out of the way, and there's a room behind there with a cell. There's another scene of it, but I'll yada yada when we get to it. But in there is like a bed. It's like looks like a little jail cell. There's a blanket covering a dead body. Is that Christopher? Is that Christopher's dead body there?
It's some dead body. I guess we don't. You can't tell it. I mean, it looks like it's burnt. It looks like the body itself is burnt, but the clothes for some reason aren't, which is weird.
Yeah, the suit looks like the suit looks like it just got put on, or not just on.
So I don't know if they burnt them and they redressed them or something. But y'all hit that thumbs up. We got over 400 people in here. Thank you so much. But make sure you hit that thumbs up in there, on the channel. We need that. That's really important. It doesn't cost a thing. We really need those likes. I mean, 200 likes with over 400 people is not acceptable. We really got to have some more. That's the only way it's going to get spread out there, and it's up to you. You know what I mean? It's up to you. I really need you to go into that. And so,
Tony, someone speculated that it was Jade's clothing from a previous episode that we saw.
It is Jade's clothing. See, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to leave from my video, but I'm going to say it right now.
Really? I did not.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, it's Jade's shirt, white. The blue and white shirt that he wore is on it. It's on there without a shadow of a doubt. It's this blue and white shirt, the same striped shirt that Jade wore is there. That's 100%.
Huh. I did not know that. That's cool. That's okay. I'm looking forward. Keep
now I'm just gonna say everything. Y'all gonna make me have to pull it up. I'm trying to save for my video tomorrow, but now I'm pulling it all out for you. Pause.
Oh, pause. I think there's some people in the audience. I wouldn't want you to pause there, Tony, but keep going.
Yeah, no, that's definitely so. I mean, when you look at the whole situation from what I'm seeing, Jade's gonna die, and Jade's gonna die, and this is the proof that he's gonna die. That this is going to. I think this thing is repeating over and over again, and I think that he's going to die. This is my speculation and everything else. You know what I mean? And the people so I think he's gonna go. Super chat, Kelly Johnson. The people from Bill seem a little ungrateful. They do, but they're in the situation and everything else. You know what I mean? We got Michelle, aka Mika, in the building, rocking with us. Thank you. What's going on, girl? Thank you for coming. And rocking with us and everything else. And if you're not subscribed to either the Don Tony Teflon channel or Phil Issues, guys, please do so.
Tony is so close to 100,000. Everyone, if you're on my channel and you're not subscribed to Tony, jump on over there. Let's get him over the push. And thank you to everyone that's been subscribing over on mine as well. But let's get Tony up to that, as close to that 100,000 as we can before the end of the season.
Yeah, Glue Guns and Roses says, is that why Elgin says, is this how it all ends? Oh, snap. Hopefully Jim just borrowed Jay's shirt. Jim, that dead. I don't know if Jade died this season or in the future. He's gonna put that shirt on, and inside of that cabin, he is going to die. He's going to die in the inside of that place. He's gonna die. That's Jade's gonna get got.
Speaking of people that I wouldn't mind,
Mika made someone
thank you, Mika.
Thank you so much for that. We truly appreciate it.
So, Tony, speaking of people that I wouldn't mind throwing into that cell, we go off to Officer Ana Lucia Acosta. She's feeling bad looking at the graves.
Hey, Phil.
She's feeling bad looking at the graves.
Me?
I might get banned off Tony's channel here talking about his girl. But I was actually going to comment. Tony put out a post that he had something told him he'd meet a woman in this next year, and I said we all know. I was gonna say we all know who that is, and that's Officer.
I'm supposed to meet my soulmate this year. That's what
your next
hard spiritual lady said, that I'm supposed to meet my soulmate during the Christmas autumn season.
Tony, look to the left.
Soulmate. I'm so looking forward to this so much.
I can see her bursting out from behind you. So she's feeling bad looking at the graves. You want to say that she's feeling bad looking at the graves, but later on you see that she's looking at fuel to work against Boyd. But Kenny's in the diner also feeling bad about his mom and dad. She comes into the diner and he's like, sorry, no food. And he does Kenny's version of flirting. He's like, first of all, she's freaking out. She's like, why is there a diner and a sheriff's station that's a travel agency? And what kind of psycho place is there? And he's like, good questions. You want some tea? And he sits her down for some tea. So we'll get back to them in a second as we go over to Jade and Ethan, Tony. And let's get to this super chat first.
Yeah,
Diva
let's get
Sophia.
this. Diva Sophia says, sorry, Tony, but Kenny and Cop Girl gonna. You know what would be fucked up? After all the jokes I made of Kenny getting
If Kenny gets your girl, if Kenny gets your
and
girl.
Kenny walk away with my chick in the end.
Yeah, dude.
You know how fucked it is? After all the Kenny ain't getting no ass comments I made from season 1, Kenny walk away with my girl.
That would be an awesome work of the writers being on Kenny's side for you. Like giving Tony an official fuck you right there. That would
definitely be doing that to me. They do that to me.
That would be personal, Tony. It would be personal. So yeah, okay. So Jade and Ethan are talking about how creepy this place is. And Jade basically says, don't go too far off or you're gonna get caught in a bear trap. And he's like, seriously. No, seriously. I like Jade and Ethan together. I think they're gonna do something special. So we get Jim and Tabitha, who aren't gonna do anything special. And they're talking, and he's immediately doing his Jim shit, undermining her, and being like, he's like, oh, everything you're having is the same as all this other stuff. It's, this place is just fucking with you. I thought I figured this place out too. And it's just like, Sarah, it's like this, it's like that. And she's like, dude, are you even listening? This is different. I dreamed about this place when I was a kid way before we got here. And finally, to his defense, he says, okay, I'll help, Tony. Jessica, he eventually gives in.
The hater. What a hater you are, Jessica. Go ahead.
Speaking of, but we've hated on Jim. Jim finally at the end here finally listens. Tabitha finally got to him a little bit, where saying to him, listen, dude, like I had dreams about this place when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Wake up. And he finally sort of goes, okay. I'll listen to somebody else. He finally relents and listens to her.
And let me just put this about Tabitha having dreams of this place before she got here.
I fucking told you.
I told you.
This fucking place.
I told you that was going to be the case. I told you that's what it was going to be. And this is what happened, right? This is what we know happened. In order to be the chosen, you gotta have dreams about this place before you're there. And you know what I mean? You gotta have, and that's why I believe that Abby could be it too. There's something going on with Abby because she had the dream too. There's something going on there, people. And don't test the Don. When the Don telling you something, you take it. You need to take it into consideration here. All right. My track record speaks for itself. Luna says even the jukebox helped out Kenny with a listen, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna get into
this up. Stop trying to talk this into existence.
It's right? Coming. It's coming. So episode 7 could have been an email. Says we got another super chat from.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think maybe it wasn't long enough, or maybe it was the plot wasn't developed enough for this person. Maybe similar to what we were saying earlier, that it could have been fillerish.
Casanova says, do you think that the baby Tabby screaming because she saw Jasper? You think that baby Tabby screamed because she saw Jasper? Also, she was wearing older clothes from prior town folks. You're taking on the soul swapper. So I did a video on the soul swapping and stuff like that and how I feel about that. Do I think that she screamed because she saw Jasper? No. I mean, the thing that she's seen was clearly flying in the air. She looks straight up. The neck is up like this. Oh, it's not like it's crawling over the rock. And she's looking up. She's looking up into the air. So yes. Whatever it is can fly over there. It's flying. And that's what's scaring and everything. It's all the way up there. Now, is it a UFO? Maybe it is. God damn it! It was flying. A Greek girl. It definitely was. You could see it looking straight up, and you could see the way, and it made a noise too, like you know what I mean. If you go back and listen, you'll see it was like a noise, like that they made when they did that. A specific noise there. It was no damn spider.
It was a spider. So our next scene is Julie following Randall, and she's in full talkative teenager mode, and he's ignoring her. She's ragging on him without knowing it, and he's looking for mushrooms because he wants to remember his Pokemon movies. And he says that everyone in the bus was going to Detroit, And Julie says she never got her license after Thomas died. And when she starts talking about Thomas, Randall notices, and we start to see more of a bond forming between the two of them. And we see more of Randall's good guy side, Tony, where he gives this look on his face like, I got an idea. We're going to try to make this place a little bit better, make the world a whole lot brighter. I can make the load a little lighter, and start singing a Brady Bunch song. So speaking of the Brady Bunch, we click back over to everyone's favorite Brady, Kenny, who thinks everything can be all you need is a jolly cup of tea at the Brady house from Kenny. So
that dude, he was trying to pull a Bill Cosby. You want some tea with that right there on the hood? I got the tea right here for you, you little yellow pudding too. He was definitely trying to pull a Cosby. But she was like, "Listen, do you want to change your clothes and some tea? Do you want this stuff going on right there?
You want a pudding pop?"
That's what he's trying to pull. And she was like, "Listen." She put the Batman voice in him. I'm not trying to get comfortable here.
Listen, I'm not taking off my fucking clothes. Tony, I'm not taking off my fucking clothes.
she put the bat. That's how you know she's bad, when she put that Batman on you. What are you talking about? I'm not trying to be comfortable here. Do you think I want to wear your nightgown, lingerie, Kenny? I don't want your goddamn tea. I don't want your gratitude.
Do you know what the funny thing in this scene though is? Kenny is again speaking to all the audience members from the writers, as Kenny says, "Listen, Acosta, person that's the audience right now, all your theories and all your questions and all your bullshit's already been asked. If you try to figure out this show, you're gonna lose your mind." Tony, did you feel personally attacked by that line by Kenny?
I don't want to sound cocky. I really don't. I'm not trying.
I feel like that was about you. I feel like that line was.
I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not. And I will say that I feel that I have played a significant part of building the fandom to this, since I've been doing this from season 1 and stuff. And I think that I know that these people from the show watch my videos. I know that the writers and stuff watch my videos. I've been told and everything. And I know they watch my live stream. So yes, I do think that they were taking shots at not just me personally, but other theory creators out there,
especially through Kenny.
I think they definitely were taking shots. I definitely think that was a shot across the bow.
And it's no coincidence that it was said by Kenny. So he also, as you mentioned earlier,
was Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny's the one saying it, dude. She's like, she has no real family back. You have any family back home? No family back home. Tells her about the talismans, and that opens it up for her to start shitting on Boyd. Boyd found them in the woods. Oh, Mr. God of the universe, Mr. Everyone loves, Mr. Best in the universe, God King of the world. Excuse me, that's what she calls him, God King of the world. Kenny's like, yeah, you met him on a bad day, and you kind of shot somebody. And she's like, well, I'm going to have to deal with that for like the rest of my life. Like, I know it's been like a day, but I have to deal with that for the rest of my life. Give me back my gun now.
Yes, but for what though? Like, what do you need that gun for so desperately? You've seen the creatures you can't hurt them with bullets. So why are you stressing on having your gun so bad? You want to shoot somebody else? I don't understand. Like, why are you stressing? Now, this is my girl. I'm sorry, baby, but I'm not gonna go all out on her and everything. But to me, she's stressing the gun too much. Like, for what? And yes, you do need to take the goddamn walkie-talkie off your shoulder. All right, you ain't gotta get comfortable. But there's no need to keep the walkie-talkie on the show.
You get your belt. You get the shirt tucked in. You can untuck the shirt. Like,
yeah, you could do that. No, keep the shirt tucked in.
For fairness, I'm sorry, Tony. I'm not trying to mess with your days. I'm not trying. That was.
You know
I take that
back. But there's no need to have the walkie-talkie.
Sonic, your boy says, "Careful, Phil. He's gonna jump through that screen like Freddy Krueger and stab you if you keep this up." Okay. But
the new Slave City says, "Make Acosta live on the bus." If I'm on the bus.
Yeah, that's Tony's cameo as the bus.
I don't care if the monsters watch. I'll give them a show that
Tony,
they never had.
Just be
that nurse monster, they be outside clapping. They're looking at me. They be like, Tony,
Tony's got to be like a double for one of the bus chairs, and then she can be on the bus all she wants. Tony would just be lying down. I'm the bus chair. Sit down. So Kenny is like, yeah, you shot somebody, and she's like, wah, but and she doesn't want to be here. She doesn't want to be on his damn team or drink his goddamn tea or wear his fresh fucking clothes. And she's not going to get comfy. And right at the point when she says, I'm not going to get comfy, snap, the music kicks in. Ooh, child, things are going to get easier. Like, fuck you, place.
Why the slow song? Why they got to put that on?
They're like, dance. You two should dance.
Yeah, they got to get that in. Why they have to put that on? That's
and Kenny just goes like, yeah, that happens too. She's like, this is something you get used to. And Kenny's like, yeah, sometimes you beat the shit out of those things. Like, he's thinking to himself, yep, they're real assholes. And the bus driver comes in and talks shit about your girl Acosta as she's walking by, and she wants to open up the diner. So it looks like the bus driver is going to be the new Mrs. Lou.
Yeah, and it seems like, again, what we're seeing in this episode is people trying to get back to some normalcy. Right, let's get the diner back open. Let's go for a ride in the car. Let's just look like everything is good. Now, my opinion on the jukebox, and this is what I think about the jukebox. I think that every song that's playing are on the tape that Victor's is stuck in Victor's dad's car. I think that every song that plays on that jukebox is stuck in that tape. When he says, oh, this tape is stuck in there, and that's in his car that his wife put in there. I think every song that's playing is on that cassette.
It's part of that mixtape or whatever.
Yeah, it's part of that mixtape. I think they're all those. I think that's what it is.
I like that. Chris said that live. A good theory. I like that theory, Tony.
And let me read this. I said, Tony, I'm reading your book to my buddy. He's 10. I don't know if it's appropriate to read that book to a 10-year-old. But I'm going to say thank you for buying it.
That's good. So we go off to the next scene we already talked about. It's Elgin, more of the Elgin in the bed situation. Then we go off to.
I'm going to say this: if I see any YouTuber put that shit in their video, I swear to God, I'm going to say I'm going to call you out on it, dead ass. Unless you say Tony Teflon Theory before it. If I catch it and I watch a video, putting you on blast because you're stealing my shit. And you don't steal comedians' jokes. You don't steal YouTubers' theories. All right.
It's always easy, Tony. It's like when you're writing a paper for a college class. Just give a little annotation and say, I got this from somebody else. It's not too hard. So especially when you're in a theory crafting thing where credit does matter in some ways. So we go off to Victor, kind of a very short scene, but again, I like it. Victor shows up at Sarah's house and goes, this goddamn fucking doll won't talk to me, Sarah. Can I go in your basement? And Sarah gets this look on her face like, okay, come on inside. I don't know about you, but Sarah, I love Sarah as a character. She's awesome.
Sarah's Eloise, bro. I'm telling you this.
Sarah is awesome.
I'm telling you. Listen to the Don. Sarah is Eloise. I swear this is what's going to. It has been set up. It's done. I'm telling you, they're putting her with Victor for a reason, and this is the reason. Sarah is Eloise.
I can't wait to see how this all plays out with Sarah, because I am very much liking Sarah, and I enjoyed the scene. Quick scene with them, too. Julie and Randall head off to the car. He's going to teach her how to drive. We'll get back to them in a second. We go off to Donna and Henry in the kitchen. Henry comes in looking for a drink, because Henry needs a drink after all this shit, and Donna could use one, too, and they have a back and forth, and we'll catch up with them in a second, too. We go off to, here's our next big scene of the night. We go off to Boyd, who shows up at the sheriff's station, and someone's in there. He sees all the drawers open, and someone's looking for something. And Tony's girl, Ana Lucia Acosta, comes out there, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, I want my gun. And he goes, your gun? And she gets right in his face, and he tells her, like, you can't prove you can handle this situation. And she's like, I want my gun. I'm a cop. Shows her ID. And he's like, I don't have a fucking ID. What, did you just graduate 2 days ago? He's like, oh, she's like, I'm not in a hand-me-down blazer playing make-believe. I should be in charge. Give me my gun. And he's like, I'm not giving a child a loaded gun. And then she starts freaking out. And he says, get the fuck out of here. And she says no and gets in his face again. And he pulls out the gun out of a hole in the wall empties the clip, hands her a gun. She walks out, and he says, next time you come in with permission or you will have a problem. And she turns around in kind of a threatening way and says, okay, sheriff, and or whatever she said, and
he
walks
bags
out.
he bags the bullets from her, and that's and then we
Is she
got.
going to be a problem for Boyd, Tony?
I think it's quite possible if she can get Kenny to have her back, that they both could be a problem for Boyd. It would take both of them. I don't think she could do it on her own. Westside Manolo says, nah, Tony, you was wrong before. I'm wrong all the time. What are you talking about? Did I ever say I was right on everything? I'm wrong all the time.
He's just trying to be right.
I'm wrong a lot, but I also get things right too. Because we all thought that lady was strange and weird, or the mole. I didn't think that Tilly, if you're talking about, I've never called Tilly the mole. I'm consistently said Donna's the mole. I've stuck to Donna's the mole, and that's it. I didn't think Tilly was some voodoo doctor, witchcraft lady. I never said that about Tilly. Not at all. So I was wrong. I'm wrong, but I wasn't wrong about that. You gotta get something else that I was wrong about. That was one of them.
I mean, I think she's going to try play. I don't think Kenny will go on her side. I don't think.
Yes. Let me tell you something about sex, Phil, real quick.
I don't know it. Trust me, I don't know anything about it in a long time, Tony.
Sex will make you switch quick, especially been there that long. Now, Kenny don't look like the guy from it's hard to tell. You've got high waters on all the time, right? So we only see Kenny in the show, but from what we see, he doesn't look like the Casanova guy. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like the Casanova guy when he was out of this place, right? Or anything like that. You know what I mean? So, I don't think he's gotten a lot. So this chick could rock his world pretty easy. She might put the boomerang, the Robin Givens, Eddie Murphy on him, and, curl his toes up. And if that happens, Kenny comes like a little lap dog. He's going to say, do whatever she says.
Okay.
That's just going to be it. And that's just the way it goes,
Okay.
So
I'll get your back against Boyd.
Okay. Yeah, them together could be a problem for Boyd. I don't think she could do it by herself.
So I don't know if this is the scene that Liz was talking about last week, as Donna and Henry have a drink. They talk about how things are going bad with Victor. He wishes it, and he says something that you kind of feel bad for Henry, but I understand what he's feeling. He wishes it never happened. He wishes that Tabitha never found him and he could go on thinking that his family was dead, because that would be easier. What the fuck is wrong with me? Give me more booze. You know what, Tony? Nothing's wrong with him. I'd probably feel the same fucking way. I'd be happy that my kid existed, but in that moment, you're suddenly zapped into this like weird town where creatures will hunt you at night, and there's marionette puppets that your son's trying to talk to, and all this stuff. I kind of wish I never found out too, maybe on some level.
Yeah, listen. Listen, you gotta say, listen. My son and family have been dead. I believe this, and now I find out that my son's been.
I'm gonna refill. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I've been trapped in a town that has monsters that try to kill you. He's trying to talk to a puppet. You can't go home. You're stuck in this place. When you add all those things up, it's pretty obvious. I can understand exactly why he does not want to be. It was easier for him, but that's no excuse. You have to deal with the reality that you're in now, right? You could wish a lot of things and everything, but you need to deal with what the facts are right now. And the facts are right now that you're here, your son's here, and sitting in the bar drinking potato vodka is not going to solve your problems. As Phil grabs the bottle of vodka. He says that, so it's just, he needs to, I don't know. I don't know if it ends well for Henry, because he seems like an alcoholic. I got to call it like I see it. Henry's, when he was coming, I don't know what time of day it was when he ran to Tabitha, coming in with a 6-pack, but a 6-pack is fine. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, he was coming in with a 6-pack. That's a problem then. But he seems like an alcoholic here. And
they keep bringing it back.
Huh?
They keep bringing it back. They made it a point to show him drinking earlier, and now they had him show up, and when things were going wrong, he's like, I need a drink. Maybe he was going to get drunk and fuck something up and pull a porn stash. and let somebody in that he shouldn't let in. Like someone's
Yeah.
going to show up at the door as Victor, and he's going to open the door and lets us in.
Or that monster does the imitation of his wife's voice, and then he opens he's all drunk and shit, and she goes, "It's me, Miranda. I need your help. Please help." And he's like, "Miranda," and he opens the door, and everyone gets killed because of fucking Henry.
Dude, I think that's even better. Yeah, I could, and that could be why they set up the jacket shirt thing, like the in the voice theoretically in that moment. He could hear his wife's voice again at the door and open it up and pull an Ethan and open the fucking door.
Yeah, Ethan gets a pass because he's a kid.
He's a kid. He's a kid. He's a kid.
He gets no pass, Henry.
No. Henry is going to alcoholically make a porn star.
Wino. Yeah. Henry that's his nickname, Henry the Wino.
Yeah, as I'm taking another sip of my drink, but fuck that.
I'm gonna call it Henry the Wino.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I mean, I'd be a fucking pothead there. I'm not gonna deny, but I'm hiding in Colony House and hoping no one else fucks it up, hoping that no porn stash opens a window. You know, I'm not talking to anybody. Where are we? Okay, so they have a drink, and our next scene is more Tabitha saying no. They find the rocks, and Ethan and Jade and Jim, they're all walking around. She remembers it. She remembers the fear. Jim asks her a very weird, odd, specific question when she says, "I remember everything. I remember it all." And Jim, almost just to talk, says, Do you remember which individual rock it was? And she's like, "Yeah, it was this one. Thanks for adding to the conversation, Jim."
Yeah, about time, Jim. You said something. Which rock was it?
Which one of these rocks was it? But what comes out of this scene is or she says that she was hiding behind the rock and she heard people scream on the other side of the rock. She would look up and wake up, and she never could see what was on the other side of the rock. And there's some comparison, and Jade gets into, they were like, "What does this all mean?" Jade says it means that Aristotle might have got it wrong, that there is no free will, that you never had a chance not to get here, that everything was predestined for you to get to this place. So I guess that's what we're supposed to take from all this, Tony, that for the chosen ones, for the Buffy the Vampire Slayers, the chosen ones, there's no chance that they can't end up here. They have to end up here.
They're going to end up here. So whether she's with Jim or she would have married Tom, Dick, or Harry, no matter what, she was coming here. Yeah. She had to come here, which means that Jim and his family were not, which I know a lot of people have said that everybody who is here, everybody that is here, that was here, it's supposed to be here. And I told them that's not the case. Certain people are supposed to be here. Other people just got sucked in.
Yeah, caught up in the mess.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I got caught up in it. You know what I mean? So it's a definite situation like that going down, and without a shadow of a doubt. And I think that Jim and them were not supposed to be here. She was supposed to be here. Tabitha, Miranda was supposed to be there. The kids weren't supposed to be there. So I think that she was going to be here no matter what, and depending on who she was. It's like I think everyone on that bus, that was all just for Marielle to be there. Yeah. And she got on that bus, and that was the time for them to abduct her, and they abducted her, and everyone else just got sucked in there.
Tony, I want to point out one piece of information to your point that you just said there about Marielle showing up, and they mentioned it. When Kenny talked to Anna Lucia Acosta there and asked her if she had any family, she said no one of importance, almost implying that there was someone there that maybe she had a hinky past with, that there was some mystery around there. So I don't know if they left that open for somebody to show up for her later on in time. I just wanted to kind of put that out there in case it happens later, because there was a moment where he was asking her and she said, "I don't have anybody at home that matters." She didn't say nobody. So she maybe has some person that's there that isn't the best relationship.
Yeah,
so
me, probably.
If she has Tony Teflon at home, that she knows will be very
dirty like that, girl. Why you doing me dirty like that?
Talking shit about you, Tony.
Jade and Luna says Jade and the Matthews are sure taking their time. Yes. Let me look at the poll and see what we got with this poll. Let's end the poll and see what we got.
Someone was asking for another poll later. We'll try to figure out another one to stick up later. No
Wait,
pause.
something happened here. How do I stop the poll? I can't see it.
I think if you do,
All right, here. End poll.
Yeah, big
Uh,
win. Big win.
what does it say in the poll? I can't.
It's Fatima pregnant. 67% say no, and 32% say yes. 231 votes.
All right. Well, a lot of people think she's not pregnant. Then, we could definitely do another. 67% say she's not. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
A lot of people thinking that she's not pregnant. And listen, it does seem that way. We'll see. It definitely looks like she's turning into a monster. And someone said, a dude said she's a monster replacing Smiley. So you think that when the monster dies, I don't think any monsters ever died before, from what we know of. That's the first one that we know of that's been killed. That they replace them with people in the town. That would make sense. But why would they make them pretend like they're pregnant?
Yeah. I don't know. So Ellis and Tilly. Tilly asks how she's doing, how Fatima's doing, and he says, "Oh well, I don't know." And she goes, "No, I know she's eating rotten shit." And Tilly's like, "I'm just here to help. I'm Tilly. I'll help you." And they more tea and more breaking down and emotional stuff. She says, listen, don't grieve people before they're gone. That's why I told my family when I found out about my diagnosis, have some fun, enjoy your life. Everything's going to be okay. And he asked her if she's afraid of dying. And she says, no. And this is the thing that people are holding on to about the Tilly, is going to be back somehow. Life is too short. It feels like the middle of something or the start of something, not the end, and, Tilly wants to help. She's like, I'm here to help you no matter what. And he says, but why? Why are you here to help? And she says, listen, I'm old. I have cancer and I like a good love story. Why else? What the hell else do I have to do? There's no TV. I have soap operas.
Exactly. And I said it when she was dancing in the rain. I said it back then that she's just trying to live her best life, what she's got left. And she's going to look at everything on the brighter side because of the death sentence that she has. So I've always said that. I said that from the jump, and this is what it is. I mean, I don't mean to tell you guys I told you so, but I told you so. And well, everybody else sitting here with the Tilly's the mole, fanny pack granny. We can't trust her. Look at her face. Look at her. She got the tarot cards. She's doing this and everything else. Yeah, I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And now she gone.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's continue on there. And poor Tilly. So we go to Fatima in bed, puking in pain from not eating and junk. And this was probably one of the most disgusting visuals we've had so far, Tony, in a weird way, like the stomach imploding. It looked like Sigourney Weaver's bathroom in Ghostbusters 2 when the slime is like twist, like it's like her stomach started to curve in. It was fucking gross. Ellis walks in. He's like, what the fuck's happening? And Tilly watches from the corner like, oh, what did I get myself into? Oh, this is horrible. It's a disgusting scene, Tony. Disgusting.
Yeah, Fatima's stomach. That's one of the best special effects we got in this show so far with the rib cage.
Yeah,
with the rib cage showing and everything else and all that. Does that leave more proof that she's not pregnant? Because that rib cage was sucked all the way in. Listen, the kimono lady, I told you how she was the kimono lady. I see a lot of people here saying that now that she is the kimono lady. But again, we have exclusive footage of Fatima. Exclusive footage of Fatima.
Wow. I can't believe you found that, Tony. I can't believe you found that. Oh my goodness.
We got breaking news.
Holy hell.
Fatima turns into.
Wow. I can't believe you found that footage. Wow. I don't know if Ellis.
It was hard, Phil. We had to dig it up, Phil.
I saw you. You had your hand so far inside that hole. I mean, wait, pause. Okay, so you were pulling that out. Okay, so we go off to Randall and Julie driving, and it's fun. It's fun times. And I said, Tony mentioned this earlier. I said it here in the notes. It's kind of like that scene in Lost. But he sees a cicada and he can't drive. And I like how he assumes she can see them too, because they both went through the same situation. But we set up later that they're both being haunted in different ways about the situation. She sees something later on here that doesn't. But
the thing I would say about the
security. Did they stop him in the specific spot so Julie could find that spot?
They could have, and he killed one of them with the windshield wiper.
Oh yeah, he did.
Like, it showed it kill one with the windshield wiper. So obviously she can't see him. Only he could see him. But the fact that he killed him, one of them, would make you think that they have to be real in some way. Or why would he be able to kill him?
Yeah, that's a good point. Or maybe they're real in some sort of mid-universe thing where he's crossing over into to see them so he can see them and really interact with them even though other people can't see it. I don't know if that makes sense, but like when he taps into it, he actually can physically interact with those things. Like again, a Freddy Krueger situation where it's specific to each individual person. Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I think we're getting close, Phil, to Nightmare on Elm Street. Was that part 3?
The Dream Child one, I think that's 4. I think it's 4.
No, the Dreamscape is 3, right?
Which one? The one where that they have the baby, or the one with the ones with the powers?
The powers with the dreams.
That's part 3.
Yeah. Listen, we're getting close to it. Maybe there's too much talk about this is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare for it not to mean nothing.
Yeah.
Every episode from season 1. You're hearing this is a nightmare, this is a nightmare, this is a nightmare. You know what I mean? And so it has to have something to do with some type of dream. And if he's entering a dream state where he's being attacked by these bugs, if that's what's going on, then there has to be a turning point where you can manage being in that state and start going on the offensive.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he could if he could just control it. And then the other side that I was asking you, Tony, they stop, he walks off, but they stopped the right spot for Julie to find what she finds in a second, a little bit later, but we'll get to that in a moment. But no, they walk off. I'll yada yada when we get to it. They walk off in the woods, and she finds is that the shrines where they were at one point in time where they were captured?
That is the place that Boyd came out of, and with the torch, that's where they were locked up at. In that place,
and she can hear something like a calling or something,
and that
he doesn't hear.
Same thing that happened to Sarah when she went there and she heard the music box, and she was on the floor like it's right here, but she couldn't transport to that place wherever it was, whether that's a dream state or whether that's just back in the time or whatever it is. Sarah couldn't do it. But she felt it too there. And she knew, she said, no, the music box is right here. I can hear it. So she can hear it, but she couldn't access it. Right. So when do we get the part people we've seen access is really Boyd. But now what if Marielle can do it? What if Marielle, because she's been there? Or maybe or Randall.
Julie can. Randall said he couldn't hear it, but he might have been lying. Like he
was definitely lying. He was just trying to he's scared.
He was like, let's get the fuck out of here. I don't hear shit. Fuck you. Let's get out of here. Is what he said. I think it's something to that effect was what he said. So yeah. So that was based Julie and Randall, and I'll yada yada when we get to that scene in a second. Then we go to Christy and Ellis. This was one of those scenes where it's like, Ellis, like, I get it, dude, but what the fuck are you trying? Like, what are you even gonna do? You got her antipsychotic pills and you're just gonna give it to her? Like, that's not even going to help, dude. Like, what are you going to do? You didn't get her, like, clozapam or something.
She's like, Ellis, I'm telling you I'm pregnant. Listen, we got to give her a lobotomy. We got to give her a lobotomy. Hey, give her the pill. Ellis is like, I got to shut this chick up. Give her some NyQuil. This not deal with her anymore. And I know you parents who out there whose kids been slip a little NyQuil. I know you did that, goddamn it, parents. And that's what he's trying to do here. He's like, I can't hear about this pregnancy shit no more. Just give her these fucking pills and call it a
dude. Yeah, this dude's right. Like, Ellis is gonna try to get Fatima in a coma. Like, what's he trying to do with that shit? Seriously, like he's like antipsychotics. Again, he's not trying to get clozapam or something to just calm her down and put her out. Chrissy says he took Yeah, he took antipsychotic pills. Like he's like, oh, she's psychotic. I'm gonna get antipsychotic pills. Like, God bless his heart. Like he wants to help, but no, dude, no, sweetheart, that's the wrong play there. And, and Boyd is like, yeah. And Boyd is like not even on his side, Tony. Boyd's like, give the fucking pills back.
Yeah. Give me the fucking pills. What are you doing, dude? Give me the pills. What the fuck are you doing, dummy?
What are you doing, dummy?
He should have just said, you big dummy. You big dummy. Give me the pills, you big dummy.
He almost did a Sanford and Son thing where he called him a big dummy. He almost did it. He was just like,
he almost.
Do
He was
it.
close to him that you big dummy. Give me the pills. Like, what are you doing? Of all things. Let's let us smoke crack, Ellis. How about that? How about that? Let's just give us some crack, all right? And let us smoke it. Because that's what Ellis was about to do right now. He's on that shit. Like, you pregnant, smoke this pipe, girl. Smoke this pipe.
Give him the fucking bottle, man. Smoke this pipe and give him the fucking bottle. So we go outside, and like this is where we get into like I think the actor that played Ellis did this scene extremely well. And I know you're scared, Ellis, feeling helpless. What happened with everything with him, like his mother, his dad, with the worms, now his wife, his life's falling apart. He just doesn't know what to do. And Boyd comforts him, and he doesn't know what to say. Ellis is broken, dude. Like Ellis has been fucking broken by this place. Like there's nothing else to say about it. You know, like,
yeah,
like he's
No
fucked.
doubt about it. Chris says, I think if it's super chat, Fatima slapped that useless glass of water out of Ellis's hand like Denzel did in American Gangster. 100%. Also, like the Hound, when the Hound was there, fuck the water, give me wine.
Water, give me wine.
I'm fighting for my life. You want to give me some fucking water?
He spits out.
Give me fucking wine. What do you think is going on here right now? You think I want that right there? I don't want that shit. I'm gonna do with some water, motherfucker. What am I doing with that? That ain't helping me right now. I don't know. We're gonna open the phones line.
Yeah, we're very, very close to the end of this episode. Our next scene is Randall in the woods, but we already talked about this. Him and Julie find somewhere else, like an altar where we were last season with Martin and stuff. And he's like, let's get out of here. She feels something or hears something, and he pretends not to or didn't. But I'm with Tony. I think he definitely heard it, and they get the fuck out of there. So our next scene is, I guess, our big scene, and I think our last scene of the episode. Fatima is trying not to eat junk at the greenhouse. She's looking at it all. She's freaking out and has a kind of tizzy. And Tilly shows up, gets up right behind her to help comfort her. And Fatima turns around and fucking stabs her right in the goddamn heart. And she falls down. And Tilly sits up and says, you got to run. And Ellis comes in like, what the fuck? And that's the end of our episode. And episode cuts right there.
That's not what Tilly said. Tilly sat up and said this.
Oh no. Oh no. That's disgusting.
Tilly said to her.
Fucking Tilly.
Right before she passed away.
Tilly's last words. Tilly's
last fucking words right there.
That's disgusting. Tilly's last words. I mean, Tilly's last words.
What the thank you for the super chat. It says Ellis was just looking out for the town. He can't eat anyone if she's sleeping. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm fat.
Tilly had to get that last zinger in there before she got out of there.
Some people were wondering what she means by run. I think she just understands everything that's happening, and she's like, don't let her go down for me. You know, don't let her go down.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna die anyway. Listen, the people are going to, you're going to get crucified for this. She should. Now, whether she doesn't or not, we don't know. But she should. In all actuality, she deserves to go to the box.
Yeah, 100%.
She deserves to go to the box for this. This is. I mean, is this worse than Sarah? This is worse than Sarah.
Yeah,
with the brother, because Sarah was the accident that she killed her brother.
I mean, the worst. What Sarah did with Ethan is probably.
She didn't kill Ethan, though.
No, but she would have.
She would have, but she didn't. So we can't say woulda, coulda, shoulda. She didn't do it. But the bottom line is that the killing of the brother, and her being manipulated by the town is different.
Tony, this was like an
is
enjoyable.
worse.
Fatima got joy stabbing this knife. She was like,
Oh yeah,
she was like Carl Tanner from Gin Alley. She enjoyed this stab of.
I thought she was gonna lick the blade.
Yeah.
After she stabbed, I thought she was gonna pull it out of the chest and lick it.
That would have been a little too comical, but I would have loved it in a weird way.
I thought she was gonna lick that blade real quick right there. But no, this is definitely worse. And how are they gonna treat her? Are they gonna treat her that way? The fact that she says run, does she run? Does she run? Does she try to get away?
Does Ellis go to Boyd for help in this situation?
Are they gonna cover this shit up? Are they gonna have someone gonna run in there and see it? Well, how are they going to play this out with her now that she's the next Sarah? I mean, she should go in the box. That's just, if there are people saying that Sarah should go in the box, she should be in the box. But are they going to actually do that and put her in the box or anything?
Someone in the live chat said that it was bad. I don't think this was bad writing against stabbing someone that was nice to you. I think that's to show how far Fatima has gone, that in her immediate emotional reactions, that she would stab somebody that's been helpful. She doesn't care. That could have been Ellis or Boyd or Chrissy in that moment. She would have stabbed anybody. She does not care. Like, she's just acting on, there's like an instinctual killer instinct in her at this moment that can't be controlled, whether it's being controlled by the baby, whether it's her mind being taken by this place. No matter what, she's got the devil in her, Tony. She's got the devil in her. That Bobby Boucher's got the devil in her.
Yeah, let me say something to M. Abdul. I think Ellis and how he was right. All right, you can talk about anything in this chat or on this show that has come out from the show. No leaks. If you just can't put any leaks, don't try to ruin it for me. For the people here, we want to find out on our own. No leaks, please. Just be respectful. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to screen callers. We're not going to try to screen callers. We're just trying to have respect. We're familiar, right? Let's just get through this and let's have a good time and stuff. You know, because these leaks fuck everything up. I'm not even going to put another theory video out there at all because I don't want to put one out there and then everyone says, "Oh, you just seen the leaks." So I'm not even going to do another theory video until after the season is over and everything else because of it and stuff. So
speaking of which, Tony, the phone lines are open if anyone wants to call on in. And also I want to add something that I don't often say. We know the chat moves by fast and the super chats and all that stuff too. But if you guys want to text in and not call, if you're a little shy but you want to get your question in, you can also text. I might miss them, but we'll try to get to the texts as well. So you have more of a chance than sometimes when the chat zips by. So feel free to text this number, but we'd rather hear your voice.
Yeah, you can text the number. You can leave a voicemail if you don't want to talk live at the number. You can do it with Burger King. We do it how you like.
Do it your way.
990-8509, 781-990-8509. Let's take that. There's a super chat here. Angie saying, who wins, Sarah versus Fatima? I'm gonna be like this. I think Sarah takes her. I think Sarah's much more gangster than this chick ever thought to be in. Fatima's too much. She's smoked. She's a hippie. She's growing weed and shit. Sarah, children of the corn level crazy.
Now, the tail of the tape has Fatima with a little bit of a reach advantage, but I think Sarah has the tenacity to get underneath that reach and
destroy Fatima. We have our first call of the night. This is area code. Answer. Area code 440. You're on the air with Tony and Phil. What's your name or question?
Hey, my name's Robert. I just wanted to know if Fatima is going to die.
Good question. I think I don't know about you, Tony. I don't think there's many outcomes from this. I'm not sure if Fatima comes back from all of this. How about you, Tony? What do you think?
Yeah, she's number one on the death list. I'm not going to take her off. I think it leans more to that she's not going to make it out of this at all.
Yeah. So
thank you guys.
You're very welcome. Thank you for the call, man. Keep checking us out. Calling anytime.
Definitely. John Henderson, thank you for the super chat. They're gonna leave Fatima in the box, and the monsters are gonna bring her home. Seeing Night Stalking Nightmare Fatima. That would be crazy. That if if she does become one of the monsters and Fatima's outside smiling and waving at them, that would be that I could dig that. How about you, Phil? Would you like to see that?
That would definitely be a very interesting turn and very exciting as well. Speaking of exciting, Tony, we have a call from 864, area code 864. What's your name and what is your question? You're on with Tony and Phil.
What's up, familiar? This is Nino.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
It's my long-time listener, first-time caller. So I want to give y'all boys y'all props. Thanks. I love hanging out with y'all every Sunday, you know.
Thank you,
Phil,
sir.
you got a great energy. And Tony, you keep the laughs coming. So keep doing your thing.
Thank you, my friend.
All right. And before I get into the front thing, I got a bone to pick with Tony because he wore that black Yankees hat on the day of Game 5, and I think that's why we lost.
Number one, let me be honest. I don't wear any black Yankee. I only wear the navy black Yankee hat. I don't have any other color. I would never wear a rocket.
Okay. All right. It looked black on my screen.
Yeah, so Tony was having some camera problems.
I had the camera issues, and I said that before. But I would never listen. The Don Tony Teflon. Let me explain. I only wear the blue Yankee hat. I only wear white on white. I wear white on white Air Force One. Right, white on white Air Force One.
I thought you thought it was gonna be a funeral or something. That's why I had to come get it, pick a bone.
No. And I wear the new Buck Tims. That's my dress code. That's what it is. I don't switch it up for people. This is what it is. That's who I am.
All right, now another thing. I don't really got any theories because every time I make a theory, it seems like they go out their way to disprove it. So I'm gonna just stick up for my for Jim. Now I'm not 100% on his side, but somebody got to come defend my guy, man.
I know you're the only one. You're the one.
Go ahead.
I said you're the one. You're the guy that's going to defend Jim.
Yes, sir. All right, so I believe both of them in the wrong. Jim and Tabitha. They both got main character syndrome. I believe Jim actually made a lot of great points this episode. They should be questioning whether the town is messing with Tabitha or if what she's seeing is actually real. Now, I'm with her 100% on getting the answers and stuff, but it seems like she's not that she's forcing it, but she really wants to be the chosen one. So I'm going to back Jim on this. And another thing, I'm a new father. My baby just turned 4 months old.
Congratulations, my friend.
I finally got to spend one. I let my girl go out and enjoy herself. You know, she gave me a beautiful gift, so she been holding it down. She finally got a chance to go enjoy herself for her girls and stuff. So I got a chance to spend the night with my daughter for like one whole night by myself.
Aww.
Hey, I'm giving Jim his props when he said he had to take care of the kids. It is not easy, man.
You're like 3 men and a baby over there, but one man.
You know what I mean? I gotta hold it down and take care of them babies. Hey, more power to y'all. But I just wanted to come and defend Jim real quick. And y'all guys keep doing y'all thing. I'm gonna take it off air.
I appreciate. Listen, I hear what you're saying. You can't listen. It's hard work, but he can't be screaming on Tabby when he only had one time with the kids and he left at the time he bounced. You stayed home with your kid. Jim bounced, all right, and went on safari with Kenny.
And also, excuse me, the caller has a 3-month-old, which is a lot more work than dealing with Ethan and Julie. You know, like all you got to do is keep Ethan out from going outside after sheep, you know, or after goats, you know, what the fuck.
100%.
Area code 832. Welcome to the show, 832. What's going on?
Hi, this is Sharon.
Welcome.
Is this Phil?
Yes, it's Phil and Tony.
Hi, Phil and Tony.
What up?
Great show. I just want to vent.
Do it. The show is yours. Take over. Vent away.
Thank you. I don't know how stupid can you be. They just went through an event where they defeated the evil entity, right? They passed that one. They almost got and boys figured it out, and they lived another day. So they already know that anytime somebody that's not a person especially comes and say, I'm going to free you, I'm going to save you, I'm going to set you free, you got to be suspect of it. I don't understand why they just take what these things say at face value. I just don't understand it. And then they do these horrible things. And then you hear, here you go, you have Elgin, right? Like, you see this thing and she's telling you to do these things. I heard you when you said you thought that the dead body was Jim, but I thought it was Christopher and Jade is replacing him. So I thought that they would be trying to get him to do whatever Christopher did for this to start over again and they can kill everybody. That's what my thinking was. And it's going to be up to Jay whether he does it, whatever that thing is trying to get him to do, or he doesn't. And that goes with that Jasper doll too. Like, I don't know why they think they can take value as to what these things are saying at face value. Okay, that one. And then let's talk about Fatima. Now, you know, it was a picture of her in Henry's basement, right? Where this thing was busting out of her stomach. Do you remember seeing that?
I do not remember seeing a picture of Fatima with something busting out her stomach. I'll have to go back and look at that.
Right. So when I tried to go back to look at it, because I'm a fan of From, so I look at a lot of commentary. I don't know if they had it in other places. You can partially see it, but I've seen it where it's a full picture of her with black hair and something is busting out of her stomach. So my prediction is that she does have something in her body. And I think that because they've alluded to what is it? I forgot his name. Her husband, boy, son. Anyway, he always
Ellis
said he was scared, right? That she was gonna have a baby with fangs and this and that. Because I always feel that the evil entity is always trying to find a way that he can physically manifest himself in the real world, quote unquote. So I think that she will have something bust out of her, and it possibly could be a baby, and she can also turn. So I don't know how it's going to come out, but it is a picture of her with something busting out of her stomach, and she's trying to hold it. It's horrible. Whatever's going to happen to this girl is horrible. And then I just feel like they just crazy. I just don't understand why as soon as they see these things, they don't tell important people. I just don't get it. And you write about oh my God, her name escapes me. But anyway, the main character who just had the recurring dream. I don't understand how she doesn't understand
Tabitha.
that with that town you can be manipulated. So you have to be cautious of what you're doing. But anyway,
I feel you. I feel you on the cautious, but I don't know that she's like. So you're saying that you think that the children are manipulating Tabitha? Because that's all she's seeing right now.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that they've already, I guess that to me, they don't understand that this is a cycle. And I think Jade is figuring it out, that this is a cycle of this thing starting over. So they get, like you said, they get other people to replace people. They brought Tabitha in, right? Because Abby was supposed to do it, right? She was having dreams too, and then she went crazy, and she was killing everybody. It's the same thing that they always try to end up doing, is killing everybody. It's the same premise. So either the evil entity is going to try to win by killing everybody, right, and it's resetting and taking their 3 prisoners, because those people are marked. It's not gone away. If the evil entity wins, they're going to be in the dungeon. Okay? So I just don't understand. I just feel like there's some naiveness, and it just that doesn't make any sense to take these things just as face value. It just doesn't, to me.
All right. I feel you. I don't think you can either. I think Elgin could be getting duped. He could be getting duped.
No, he is. Look at that thing. You know he's getting duped.
Well, everybody before, he could be getting bamboozled, hoodwinked, led astray, ran amok. You know, it could be going down for him. But everybody earlier was, look at the way she's putting her hands on his face like she wants to help him. I remember those comments that people were making. Now all of a sudden people flipping the switch all of a sudden. I don't know. But I remember that.
Nah, you got a whole dead body with somebody covering up. Like, all I know is that how can you just go along with all of this? I just don't understand it personally. So it's just, to me, I just think it's horrible what's happening to these people. Fatima was lovely, and I think she gonna die, and I hate it, and I think they're gonna try to get Boyd to kill this girl again because they trying to destroy him. They want him to go crazy. So, I don't think he can take it no more. I don't think he could kill somebody else that he loves. I really don't. So we just have to see how it ends, but it ain't gonna end well. It's not.
I feel you on this. All right, everybody in the chat, I want you to rate this call. 10 being bomb, 1 being just shitty. How did you rate this call right here? Is it 10?
Thank you for the call, my friend. Please call in again.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. And someone's been trying to call in. Sorry.
Bomb chat, not one if it was a terrible call. Put it up in the chat. Let her know how you feel about that call. You know you're watching the Don Tony Teflon Feel the Issues Guy Escaping From podcast. #1 show for the fans, by the fans, all right here and everything else. I agree with a lot of things that she's saying. People are getting bamboozled here.
Here we go. Area code. And sorry, someone was trying to call and I had to end your calls because it was during the call, but definitely call back after this call. Area code 401. Welcome to the show. What's your name and what's your question or comment?
Hey, Phil. Hey, Tony. It's Julie B.
Oh, hey, Julie. What's going on?
What's going on, Julie B?
How much? I just wanted to say, Tony, I watched your reincarnation themed video about Tabitha last week. I thought it was so smart. I really thought, it makes total sense that the numbers are probably translated into music notes. And I loved your idea that Tabitha might pick up the violin from Jade or Victor, whoever has it right now, and magically know how to play it because she was Miranda in a past life. I thought that was such a cool idea, really smart. And I included it in my video on reincarnation, and I credited you because I thought it was spot on. I hope it comes true.
Thank you. I hope it comes true for both of us.
Yeah, I really think that this is all pointing, there are a lot of clues now pointing to reincarnation. And, Tabitha, what really sealed it for me was that dream that she had. That was it. I was already suspecting it, but I saw that dream and I was like, okay, that was probably one of her past lives or a vision of her as a little girl or something like that in a past version of Fromville. And not only that, but Jade, I think you've said the same thing too. I think Jade, every single person in those visions was a past version of him, one of his past lives. The Puritan guy, they're all from different eras. There's the Puritan guy, the Civil War guy, the guy under the boulder looks like maybe early 20th century, although it's hard to tell. And of course, Christopher, they're all probably from really different eras. I mean, the guy under the boulder, yes, it's hard to tell, but I just think it makes sense. I think they're all versions of him trying to warn him. It's kind of like how Miranda said all of the previous chosen ones, she could see them all and how they failed. I think the use of acid helped her see it more clearly. But Jade, he's struggling more. He's not having clear visions. It's confusing as hell and it's scaring him. But I think it's trying to send him a message.
Yeah, Jade came in on ecstasy. It was definitely ecstasy he was on. And you may say, Tony Teflon, how do you know? I never taken ecstasy, in all honesty. But the way he was saying that everybody was beautiful and
it was Molly. He was on Molly or ecstasy or something.
Yeah, that's that X. That's what that X do to you. I heard about it. People used to say when they're on ecstasy, they should be like, "Can you just blow on me? Just blow on me a little bit."
It feels good. Yeah. I mean, not that I know. I don't know about that. Acid, mushrooms, mescaline, but not that.
So yeah, the drug that Jade did, I think it probably helped kind of, open his third eye in a sense, and enabled him to see some of these visions, but not as well as what Miranda saw. It's not like acid was like a whole other level. She saw everything.
Yeah.
She said like, all the chosen ones and how they failed. Like she knew exactly what to do. She was sure of what she needed to do to get them home, but something must have gotten in the way, and she failed. And with Jade, I just think whatever drug he took, it wasn't strong enough to kind of induce the visions he needs to have that insight. So like, he has to try to decipher this, what the symbol means, the numbers. I think the key is going to be working with Tabitha. The two of them, like those two, I think are essential.
I agree. I think Jade and Tabitha, we've been shipping Jade and Tabitha to get together and leave Jim for Jade. We've been shipping that here, and I'm still on that ship. I think that's what it should be when it's all said and done. But I think that them two working together. I would really like them to bring in Sarah too. I think you got to bring in all these people. Bring in Sarah, bring in Jade, bring in Tabitha, and y'all just sit and talk and see what comes of it.
Yes, please. Like all of those key people need to get together and stop sharing things in little groups of two. Like they all need to come together for sure. And I think the key is Jade and Tabitha, but they would have a much easier time figuring this out together if other people would share with them. 100%. It's frustrating, but yeah, I feel like in the most recent episode too, when Jade was talking about fate versus free will and how like there's nothing Tabitha could have done to avoid getting here if she saw this place as a little girl. It just makes so much sense. If she's reincarnated, like something is like drawing her in, like her soul in a different body over and over again until she can figure out what she needs to do to make it stop with Jade. That's what I think.
Glue guns and roses. This is all just speculation. This is not spoilers. We're just giving theories.
I have not seen anything.
No, we're just giving theories here. We don't know nothing about that stuff. Yes, this is a safe space.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about that here. We good here. So this is all we're just giving our theories of what we think is going to happen again, and that's it.
100%. And it's such a shame that people are leaking stuff and putting out spoilers, because now, like, I've already been accused of it. Like, oh, I'm giving spoilers. I haven't seen a thing. Like, I haven't seen a single thing. I've been working so hard on my videos, and so it's just like, why do these idiots have to ruin it for everybody else? If you see the spoilers, it's ruined for you and you don't get to theorize. If you don't see them and you're right, people think you've seen them.
That's right. And it hurts my money. It hurts my bottom line, right? So that's why it doesn't work for me, because it hurts I can't make videos no more on theories for the rest of the season, because people will think that I've seen something if I get something right. So I can't even do that anymore. So it hurts and if anybody is in the chat doing something like that and y'all have a wrench, ban them. Don't just time out them. Ban them. Get them out. All right?
Yeah.
Y'all have the wrench for a reason. Don't be afraid to use it. All right? And I got to start modding more people up. I'll mod more people up. We're not playing that game here. It's not going down.
Oh my God. Like, same on my channel. There is this guy, and I thought he was joking last week. So the only thing I've seen that turned out to be a spoiler was some guy in my chat said that Tilly's going to kill Fatima, or Fatima's going to kill Tilly, rather. I was like, I thought he was joking, because I didn't think that would happen. I thought he was kidding. And so he was like literally just a troll showing up to drop a spoiler. So I banned that guy as soon as I found out it was true. I thought he was kidding. Like, what the hell? So yeah, like, I promise you, I have seen nothing in the chat. If you're worried about that, I'm just in a bubble making my videos. I don't go on social media. I stay off Reddit, and I recommend people do the same if you don't want to get spoiled. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I don't mess with that. I don't go on there at all. Not at all. I just can't do it. It's just not the way it's going down.
Yeah, I don't want to see spoilers. I've been really fortunate that I haven't seen any yet, except for that one that I thought was a joke. But like, other than that, yeah, I've been lucky. I'm gonna try to keep my head down and avoid it for the next 3 weeks. Sucks, but yeah. Anyway, awesome. Yeah, your video was awesome on reincarnation. I 100% agree with you. And I think it's probably more people than that too. Maybe it's more than just the two of them, you know?
We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell on it and everything else. Time will tell. And I appreciate you liking the theory and everything else. We'll see. Hopefully, right. Last time we had something like that, we got it right. So hopefully this is like the ambulance. Hopefully this time we can get it right again.
Yeah, I hope so. But yeah. Thank you for taking my call. Always great to talk to you guys.
Thank you, Julie, as always.
Thank you. We appreciate you, man.
Now we're gonna take this call because this person's been calling for a while. I'm so sorry I skipped your call so many, but you kept calling when we had other people on. But area code 301, welcome to the show. Sorry for all the hesitation. Welcome. What's your name and what's your question or comment? Oh, they hung up. They've been calling that. They've been calling over and over again.
This is what they do.
They finally got in and they hung up. So
let's go. John Henderson, thank you for super chat. The skeleton clothes match Elgin's. No, the skeleton clothes match Jade's clothes. It's Jade's clothes. It's not Elgin's clothes. It's Jade's. You can look. It's a blue and white striped shirt. Same one that he wore when he put his hands together. I put it in my videos all the time. And you go watch any theory video. I put that in there right in the beginning when Jay goes, "You people are not trying to find the end, how to get out of here." He's wearing that same exact shirt. That's the shirt that he has on there and everything. The kimono monster looked at Elgin like, "Yeah, I lied. You about to be trapped in here." I don't see the sense of trapping Elgin. It has to be Elgin in the picture with the lady. It was Fatima that was in the picture.
Yeah.
So in the end, it has to do with that.
Tony, we do have another caller on area code 301. Welcome to the show, 301.
Hold down. Yeah, hold down, Phil.
What's up?
Phil?
How's it going, my friend?
Pretty good. You know me, it's Jay.
Oh, hey, Jay. What's up, dude?
Not much. Hey, I wanted to thank Tony because if he did anything that jinxed the Yankees, I'm happy. Not because I'm Dodgers or against the Yankees. I'm just against baseball as a sport in general. So anything that stops the sport from being played, like the World Series ending, makes me happy. So I'm happy if he did anything that jinxed him, so that like we didn't have to have more baseball games. Because I hate baseball as a sport in general.
Fair enough.
I wanted to know, does it help your bottom line to give your membership yourself, like because you gifted 5 people membership to your thing, and I was like, does that help Phil if he is the one that actually is the one who's gifting the membership?
Good question, Jay. And I'm going to let you go right now just because we have a lot of callers, but your phone sounds awesome. I don't know if you're calling from like a real phone because you sound super like clear. This is the clearest I've ever heard you, buddy. I didn't even recognize your voice at first. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even recognize it. But thank you so much for calling.
It's an actual landline phone.
Oh, dude, you sound so clear. Like you forget how good landlines sound when you hear cell phones for fucking ever, but you sound awesome, man. So I'll talk to you soon. But yes, it does help because it just gets more people involved and adds more people to the mix and gets YouTube to pay that membership fee for that particular month. So yes, it does help technically if you care about that. The bottom line when we gift memberships, it gets more people involved and it also gets Google, YouTube to give us that payment for the month. So it works. But yeah, landline sounded great. Let's get to our text messages, Tony, because we do have a couple of text messages. This is from, do you think the kimono creature is related to the Anakui kids? Because Elgin might be a chosen one too, Tony. He also had dreams of Fromville before he got there. A lot of people say this, Tony. He had dreams of Fromville before he got there, but you've mentioned several times. It's actually, and this is from Forever Autumn. Thank you, Forever Autumn. He actually started to have the dreams when he already got there, right? They had already sort of crossed.
He had the dreams on the bus when he got there. We're talking about dreams that she had those dreams when she was a child. Abby had the dreams when she was a child, and then we have the Tabitha and Abby, Tabitha, and Miranda had them when she went on acid. So they were clearly out of there. How are your finances? Well, I don't understand, Father.
Oh no, the last caller asked asked a question about that. Area code 330. What's going on? What's your
Let me
question?
give a shout out to my man Fernandez T for sending the super chat on the Cash App. Thank you so much.
Thank
Really
you, Fernandez
appreciate it.
Area code 330. What's your question or comment?
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Gold Soul.
Oh, hey, buddy.
I heard you guys talking a little bit earlier about how that might be Jade down in the basement, and then that you guys thought maybe possibly Fatima and Ellis might have to go down to the basement since they're leaving Colony House. I was thinking maybe what's the chance that, or what do you guys think, that maybe that dead body's Ellis and the kimono lady is Fatima and she's trying to get Ellis saved from Fatima eventually with Elgin's help. So just figured I'd see what you guys thought about that and what's the chance that maybe that's Ellis down there in the basement dead.
It would have to be for it to be Ellis. So we're talking about some like futuristic. That's Ellis in the past, and now this is Ellis in the future. The shape, he would have to rock Jade's shirt. Now we know that people do rock their clothing from here and there, from the Colony House and stuff. They do that. Jade's not in the Colony House. I don't know if I just don't see it being Ellis. Just from that shirt, they made that shirt distinctive there for a reason. So I would have to say that wouldn't be the case. It would have to be, to me, it would have to be Jay.
Yeah, that does make sense. I just trying to figure out exactly like what the kimono lady's trying to save, and if it is Fatima, I figured Ellis is like makes the most.
I mean, is she trying to? First, we have to ask a question. So let me ask you: do you think that she's up to good or evil?
I don't know. I feel like probably good. Actually, I don't know. When I think about the drowning scene, though, that's kind of what throws me off.
Yeah.
So I'm not positive, honestly.
All right, that's what it comes down to. If she's trying to do good, we're looking at this room. It's a hidden room, right? So therefore, they don't want no one to know what's going on. I've never seen hidden rooms that is good, and obviously, people have in their house or the bat cave or something like that's different. But in this thing, when you have this hidden room in this root cellar, it seemed like that was like some type of holding someone there against their will type place.
Yeah, creepy shit usually happens in rooms like that.
When I first saw that scene of Elgin going in, I thought he was going to get locked in there. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, there's some bad vibes, bad mojo with that room.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys taking my call. Keep doing your thing. Always a pleasure to hear you guys.
We appreciate you as well. Great call, my friend.
Alexa says, thank you for the super chat. Says, my theory is Tilly was waiting her turn to have sex with Ellis at the Colony House parties. So Fatima decided to take Tilly out. Tilly could have the WAP. Phil, what do you think? Did Tilly have the WAP?
I mean, people want to say something's up with Tilly, so possibly, Tony. We got a couple more texts. This is Yaya Boo Boo. Just an observation. This shows a metaphor for the cycle of abuse, substance, emotional abuse. What do you think take on that is? I think the people here are definitely in for some punishment. 812 says, hey, y'all. Do you think Fatima meant to kill Tilly? It made no sense to me. I think she was just acting on, and this is from Megan. I think she was just acting on immediate instinct. And sorry, caller, call right back. I hit the skip button by accident.
Tilly would have the OWAP, the old WAP.
Yeah.
Wait, Tilly, how many kids did Tilly say she had? Like 8, right?
20. Yeah, no, it's 8. She had a lot. That's the magic happening. Do you think Fatima meant to kill Tilly, Tony?
I would say.
Was she worried about Tilly taking Ellis? Was she worried about that WAP taking Ellis?
Yeah, I think that it didn't seem like she wanted to kill her. It seemed like she just got upset for whatever reason and stabbed her up. It don't seem like she had like a look in her eye before she did it, and then Yeah. It just seemed like, get away from me, old bitch, and stabbed her.
It was an instinctive sort of reaction, like, throwing your fists up in reaction, like after you get fouled in basketball or something like that. Like she just stabbed her. Oh, I know what it means, KP. until he
Glue
has.
Guns and Roses, you have a lot of questions. You know the number to call in, Glue Guns. We heard from you before. You can call in again. We can talk to you. You know, you can do that. We're here for you. We're here for anyone who wants to call in the number. We are here to talk to you. We'll be here for another half an hour. We're going to be here for another half an hour going through the theories and everything else and all that good stuff. So, yeah, definitely call in if you want to hear from it. We want to hear from you 100%. We definitely want to hear from you without a doubt. So definitely give a call.
Tony, here we go. We got another call. This is area code 806. 806, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you guys doing tonight?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing great. I was just working out a theory. Right? I've been watching this show from I got put onto the show from the Joe Budden podcast because when they talked about it, and then that's when I got into it. So I've been kind of like binge watching it, and I'm caught up all the way. But my thing was like, just have a working theory. My theory is that how do we not know that this like realm, like Frumville, isn't like a purgatory type deal? Where because when what's her name? Who's the wife? When she came back to life, she kept like there was missing reports on all these people, and then when she went up to the priest, I thought she was gonna ask about the priest from the first season that passed away, but it just gives me more like a purgatory vibe because these people can't seem to get out of this like punishment zone, but yet there's some people that live, and I don't know. It was just a theory I was thinking about. I don't know what y'all think about that.
All right, so it's not a purgatory.
What do you think? Purgatory?
Yeah, it's not a purgatory. They're not dead. They disbarred that. They just took that out, dismantled that in season 1 when Tabitha wrote it on the wall. She said, "Did we survive the crash?" Like Jim said, put all the questions that we have to answer here. That's what she wrote on the wall. She went to Father Kotri and she talked to Father Kotri about it, and he told her that no, and that she not only know that he had time to work on his answer because he's heard that question before. So no, it has nothing to do with purgatory or anything like that.
My bad. It's just the way the actions played out. That was my bad. But yeah, that was the only question I had. Sorry, I've been binge watching it for the past.
You're good, dude.
Yeah, we're here to clarify stuff. You know, we want to hear from everybody.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great rest of the night.
You too, my friend. Take care.
Joe Budden's over there, you know, talking ish. He don't know the theory. Tell Joe Budden's come over here. If Joe Budden's want to learn something about the show and all that. But I understand why people think that, especially this man. He said he was binging and everything else, but they shot that down. And a lot of people thought it. It's not like he just thought it, but they shot that down in episode 1 and everything else. So, but a lot of people thought that. I remember when season 1 came out, a lot of people were saying
similar to like the escape room situation that they sort of shut down early on as well in different ways. Like it's not some sort of escape room or anything like that.
Yeah, who's Joe Budden? Joe Budden's a former rapper. He had a hit song, "Pump It Up." I don't know if he had any hits after that. He was good for what he did and everything else. He started the podcast, became very successful on his podcast, and he's still doing his podcast. But he doesn't really cover shows. I know he did cover Game of Thrones because he was asking for someone that he needed an expert of Game of Thrones to come on his podcast. I remember Gray Area was trying to get on there and stuff and everything else. So yeah, Joe, if you need expert and from, check out the Don and Phil, Joe Budden. We got you, bro. We got you. We'll come over there and we'll take
anytime.
You know, we got you. We got you. That's what it is. And all that good stuff and everything else. Yes, but I understand why people thought that and stuff. So, but the kimono lady, I gotta look at it like I look at it. What do we know about it? We know that she tried to drown Elgin. And then people said that she was trying to save Elgin from the music box. That's why she did it. We know that she's dripping wet every time we see her.
Hey now. Sorry.
Hey, every time we see her, we know she's dripping wet.
I'm dripping wet every time I see her. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody.
You know, we know that. I mean, these all things gotta mean something, right? She's wearing a kimono. She's wet as hell. Like she left the Don's bedroom, right? Like she was in the bedroom with the Don, you know, and she left. She wet. She's soaked.
Now you're just trying to make me laugh.
She's super soaker. She's super soaked. What's the water have to do with anything, right? Is it gonna be the Brundles? Is it going to
flood.
be something with the Brundles when it's all said and done? Is it going to be the new lake that they found? I mean, why they keep showing this chick wet like that? There's, you know, they didn't have to do that, but they specifically, when she put her hands to Elgin's face, there was dripping water at the motherfucker.
Is
right?
that foreshadowing for flood situation eventually, as we've seen, as you pointed out, season 1 with some of the pictures? And I was watching something. I don't mean to do this because I was watching something else. I'm not going to say what I was watching. And someone was like, oh my God, I have the craziest theory about From. And it's that there's going to be a flood someday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's talked about this. This is how they were saying. I don't think anyone's talked about this, but I think there's going to be a flood. So yeah, Tony, I heard a rumor that there might be a flood.
Oh my God, Jesus! I think he's on. I think that he broke something. That person.
Yeah,
he broke some news that no one knew about or even thought about.
I know. I don't know where he came up with it, but he like
I don't
brought it
know.
out of nowhere. He's like, this information just came to me. There was no facts. There was just like
that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it was like they're playing the video game Wind Waker, and they're like, I thought of a flood. And
Yeah,
flood
this
would
is
happen.
Hey, I just I'm watching From it. I just thought of a flood.
So Tony,
For no
I've seen a couple people in the live chat say this, and it's been a whole show, and we haven't mentioned the A word. A couple people saying, Tony, everything that's happened in the show, everything that's led up to this point, here we are, 3 more episodes in season 3. Are you any less on the alien train?
No, I'm telling you, in the end, this is what it's going to be. I'm standing on this hill. I do believe that's what it's going to be when it's all said and done. I have made a connection to other things too, but I do believe in the end, that's what's going to happen there.
I saw someone in the comment section say, Tony, you're conveniently not mentioning aliens, like you're trying to step away, like you're trying to separate yourself from your alien heritage.
I don't have to. I told you I have an expert.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
And that's what we can be dealing with. People that think that they're gods or some type of what it is.
Proof.
That's right. I don't have to say it. I have experts that say this stuff. And they're saying that. And I'm just going on with that and everything else.
Proof. That's proof.
I'm telling you, I am not worried about it. And thank you for your hand, glue guns and roses. Truly appreciate it. But I'm trying to tell you, when it hits, I will be here. And when I'm here, and I promise you, I will say.
I fucking told you.
It's gonna happen.
Aliens.
I promise you that's what's gonna happen.
Sorry, that's my alien sound. Tony, we got another call from area code 602. Area code 602. Welcome to the show. You're on with Tony and Phil. What's your name and your question or comment?
Hello, you guys. This is Elisa Cassis Novus. I want that game show theme play for me. No.
Okay, let me get you going. Give me a second here. Which one? Which one? This one? You don't want this one though. No, not that one. The other one. Right?
Oh yeah, no, not that one. No. Like a Price is Right type.
There you go. There we go. We have our new caller. Area code 602. Okay, you're on.
Okay. So I had put in the chat, but I'm not sure if you saw that. Like about I just got a vibe about like the show is relating to like giving me the vibes of that movie Event Horizon with I think Lawrence Fishburne was in it.
Yes.
Kind of like it's kind of giving me that vibe like with the entity and I guess like they were in some kind of or they were getting connected to like this third dimension of hell or something. It just kind of reminds me of that. I mean, we could twist it and put like alien, like you just showed that clip was real, like significant to your theory. I was just wondering what you think.
I mean, I don't know if it's the third dimension of hell or something like that. I don't know. I lean towards, fourth dimensional beings. that are able to affect the third dimension and do certain things that look magical, but are really just because they're in the fourth dimension, they're able to do these things. That's what I more lean towards. Again, the show is billed as a science fiction horror, right? That's what it's billed as. So we have to take that into account, people. And I think people, and we could see some type of, someone said quantum jumping, like quantum leaping.
Leap? Ooh.
We could see some quantum leaping.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That would be great. Sorry.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's all we can say to that, Tony. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, that's all I want to say, because it just kind of gave me that vibe. It just kind of, I was like, gosh, that's an old sci-fi movie, and yeah, it just kind of clicked with me, because it was like they were all like, each of them were getting possessed at some point, and then they were doing things like kind of like Sarah and Elgin are, like they're on this journey with the entities, and I think there's different kinds of entities there that's like playing in Fromville. Like, I don't know, I feel like it's not just one, because they're just doing different things, and like just to scare them or kill them off or something. I don't know. Anyway, but that's all.
Good call. Very good call.
All right, I appreciate you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So you could say, if we call it sci-fi movie, then we could be sci. I don't think it says that it's a sci-fi movie. It says it's a horror movie, but the character of it is an alien.
Yes.
Right? He's an alien. It's an alien. So it's a horror. This is categorized, when you look at it, as sci-fi and then horror. Right. So that's what I'm saying here.
Now, Tony, someone sent a picture of, and I'll send this to you at some point so you can show it on a later stream. So we can show it on a later stream. But someone said showed a picture of the talisman with this other symbol next to it. There are 8 symbols around the outer ring. They look like the 7 kids. The boy in white should be the 8th kid. He is dressed in white, clean and dry, like the other 2 creepy kids. Oh, it's like the kids in the circle and stuff. The sun moon. So do you think the symbol, basically a general question, and definitely we'll try to get to this a little bit more detailed later, 315, but do you think the symbol on the talisman itself has any significance, or is it like a Westworld thing, like the maze, where it's just going to be something in the background and doesn't really have significance to it? Do you think the symbol?
I'm gonna get that, but listen to Chris Ace. Look at this guy. He's really trying to draw. Look at it. Is an extra dimensional alien, not an extraterrestrial alien.
What's that? Wait, what's the what?
What is that?
What? Wait 1 second, caller. Call back in 832. What?
He's an extra dimensional alien, not an extraterrestrial.
I love you, Chris, but I'm not sure the words I just read.
Yeah.
What do you mean exactly?
He's laughing himself. That's funny. I like that. That's funny.
I love you, Chris.
We love Chris Ace. We love Chris Ace.
That was amazing.
Not in a Diddy way, though.
Oh, so 832. 832. Welcome to the show, 832. What's going on?
Hi, this is Kelly again. Y'all are talking about the flood?
Yes. And turn us off in your background.
Okay, y'all are talking about the flood. We know there's going to be a flood because Victor drew the pictures of the flood with the spiders.
Yes.
Well, Victor drew the picture of the people standing on the house with the water right in there.
Well, no, but it's another picture of it being flooded, and spiders are there too.
Well, there's one spider, and there's water drops behind it. So you could say that is, but the actual one that would know without a doubt is that he has people standing on top of a house and the whole street's full of water.
Right, and we also saw where Jim was being hung up in the towel.
Yeah, they strung him by his feet, like a bottle from the bottle tree.
So all these are possible futures. And the end result, like I said, is for the entity to win and kill everybody in the process unless they stop him or they win the game. So, like I said, they're introducing, we know the spider is there because Boyd ran into the spider, right? I'm saying she, because it represented itself as Abby, right? And the little spiders came and something drugged the tent that they were in. So there are just other entities out there. But you know what, Tony? You never talk about that lady. You pointed it out. Nobody pointed it out but you, and that's why I kept watching you. On season 2, episode 9, when Donna got strung up by the tree, and then Boyd came, and they were all in that RV, and Donna looked out and saw that lady with the red hood.
Yep. Yep.
So it's all kind of stuff out there, and we just haven't been introduced to it yet. So I think now they finna come up with this spider and this flood. And that's why the woman who we think is Fatima, who's dead, we don't know who she is. Really.
Yeah, they definitely had that. They definitely, that lady was definitely there. I have not talked about that lady for a reason. I am going to bring her back up. I just need to have some more proof before I say what I have to say about that lady. Because
we didn't know if she was Eloise, because we don't even know because her body was never found. So it's possible that she's alive somewhere, and it could be just like Victor lost his memory for whatever reason. She could have lost her memory too, or whatever is going on. And then Donna hiding stuff too. Like she hiding stuff because she saw her, recognized her, and kept talking. So it's just a lot of stuff that has. Now maybe by the end of this season we'll know better. But yeah, it's gonna be a flood this season, I believe, because that lady been dripping and she looked dried up. So we'll just see what happens.
You know what you're saying there. You know what you just said.
Right.
That lady's been dripping. She's been dripping. Thank you, caller. Love you. Great call. Oh my God, I love that caller. She's awesome. Definitely dripping.
All right, so I would people ask. So this could be considered the aftermaths of the flood. Obviously, we see you can see the pictures on the screen, right, Phil?
Yes.
Phil?
Yes, I can.
All right, so you can see that there's blue in the water. You can see there's blue in the water here, and then there's another picture of it right. That's missing photos. That's photos.
Anytime somebody does this, I think we're about to see a photo we shouldn't. You know, this is Tony's weekend, and
I don't got them in this one. Where's the photo with them on the roof?
Oh yeah, doing like the Tremors thing when they're all in the top of the house.
I know which one she's talking about the bracelet. I know she's talking. This is the one she's talking about, the flood with the spider.
Yeah, and they're in the flood.
But right here on top, if you look right up here, you can see there's the guy on the roof, and then there's the flood picture right there, and all that. So, yeah, the flood's happening. I don't think the flood will happen this season because it's just too much of a. That would be way too much to do in one season. The snow and then the flood. It's going to be expensive to do the flood. You know, that would have to just be a season away real quick. But Bill, hold it, dude.
Okay, so we get the flow. Let's get in the live chat for a little bit. Yeah, same. I thought, it'd be funny if Tony, it's like a picture of Tony and figuring out the convention in Nashville. Ryan says maybe the flood will be a result of the ice and the snow melting. Maybe, but they haven't built up the snow enough to get it that crazy. Like in this episode, it was raining and it seemed like all the snow was generally melted. I'm not sure that there is a flood, says Chris. That might just be how Victor drew the dead people in the road. That is very fair. Jay left a text message. What did Jay have to say? An extra dimensional aliens are aliens that come out of different dimensions rather than outer space. Excuse me. That is true, but they're both still technically different kinds of aliens. Yes, their specific origin is different, but if they're not of this world and they come from somewhere else, whether it be a dimensional alien or a other galaxy or planet alien, either way, they're are an alien.
That's
So
right.
I accept that maybe, yes, we can put different specifications in what kind of aliens they are, if they're interdimensional aliens or extraterrestrial aliens or just aliens from, hanging out on the moon or something, a dark side of the moon, whatever, lunar aliens, whatever. But either way,
if they're not native
yes, if they were not born on the planet
Earth, you're not native, you're an alien, right? That elite. If you go through, obviously, you have an election. Hope everyone goes out there and votes. I don't care who you vote for, but we talk about illegal aliens. Why? Because they're not native from that country, right? Alien means you're not native from it. And I'm telling you, I've shown you all this before. I was the only one who showed it to you, and I've seen a lot of people after say this and things. But so you seen it? No one did. It was only me. But I will say it again. The proof is here. You can clearly see that this was the casting photo of the show that they pulled down. And you can clearly see that Scott McCord is named Victor, and Vox Smith, who plays the boy in white, is also named Victor. That's not coincidinky.
Quinky Dinky. Tony, are you ready? Are you ready? KP says he's calling in. KP, are you ready for a KP call? I'm ready for a KP. Oh, we got another caller before KP. This is area code 347. Area code 347. You're on with. Oh wait, I met 347 hung up. But instead of 347, to pleasure your ears and your eyes, or not your eyes because we can't see the call, but maybe if you have synesthesia, we have the voice of 916. Welcome, voice of 916.
Well, thank you, Phil. Hello, Fromley.
Hello.
Hello, Tony.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to pick up on your thoughts on the fourth dimension alien aspect.
Yep.
Of your theory. Now, I'm with you in terms of that this is a scientific-based situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure on the alien thing, but my question is, how do we know, since we're going to get all esoteric here, how do we know that Fromville, or even for a fact that Earth does not have fourth dimensional beings on it? How do we know we don't share in our environment all these dimensional beings? We can only comprehend two-dimensional, three-dimensional.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
I did say
They wouldn't necessarily be from outer space. They could possibly be indigenous to the planet.
Yes, I did say that. It's possible that Jade's technology, his quantum computing algorithm, leads people to the future to develop technology that allows them to create wormholes and go into the fourth dimension. And that it's quite possible that it's human beings in the fourth dimension living there that are affecting these human beings.
Okay. Well, to say it in a different way, or a way that I understand it, is that perhaps Jade did invent something that can open up our ability to see all dimensions, and that's what Fromville is. Their ability to see everything that normally would not be able to be seen.
Yeah,
by the fact that whatever he created opened up that third eye, like, Julie's t-shirt at the very first episode with the third eye on it.
Yeah, the illusion t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm thinking something like that, but I'm trying to get there to your alien theory. I really am. I really, really, really am.
Listen, I'm gonna
But
get you there. I'm gonna get you there.
but I'm definitely thinking that it's science, not supernatural, not any of these other aspects that have been introduced in other series. So hats off, Mr. T.
Well, thank you so much.
You're always on point. That's why we always watch you.
I try to be on point. I try to just put it out there, what's going to be. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm just I'm just going by what they're showing me and why they're showing me these things. And I've put in there and everything else. But I do have something. Wait. I have something else. So you're going to see a theory coming out, not soon, but you'll see a theory. I've been working on something.
Okay, I look forward to that. I really do. Well, I'm not going to hold up the line. I know that we're on a time limit tonight. I just wanted to quickly call in and share my thoughts. And as always, Phil, Tony, peace and stay sexy.
Man, you too.
And we miss KP's. Oh, here's KP.
You can't miss KP's call.
We can't miss KP's song. KP, sorry we missed you for a second. And Tony, someone asked a question about Tony and I. We'll answer that in a second.
Yeah, we'll give KP one second. So what I'm saying is that hold KP for a second. This what I'm showing right here is what I believe that we are dealing with the talismans. When you look at the creatures and everything else here with the talismans, you can see all these symbols are there. The leader symbol is for Boyd, the spirit, and revealed, and all that. That is why I'm showing that right there. And yes, what else was I showing? There was something else. When you look here, in fact, I don't know if I could shift this like I'm supposed to be able to. If you look here, people say there's no proof of aliens that ever been shown in the show. If you move this screen all the way over, as I have here, to here, and you can see right here, this world right here, it says aliens. Now that is not shown in the show. That is far away. What you see in the show, when you put it back, when you pull it back, it's a scene like this. But they hit it all the way in the side, right there. The word aliens, and I've showed you that right there. So when people say that there has been no mentions of aliens in the show up into this place, that is a lie. It was right there on Jim's World about aliens. All right, KP, let's go.
Hello, good evening. How is everybody doing?
Doing well, KP.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that. I did not like this episode. This episode gave me the same feelings I started to get in like season 3 or 4 of Lost, where the writers got lost. And
all right, one second, KP, before you go on. Let me just say this. One episode, I mean, you've been feeling every episode up until now. And then one episode really makes you feel that way for a whole season. Is that fair?
I'll be honest. It's not one episode. It's not. This is just the straw that brought the camel's back. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep watching this show, and more than likely, hopefully, they do something at the end of this season to like put me back in to make me start caring again. But like, there's been little drips and drabs of things that have been happening that has slowly gotten me to a place of like total indifference. So like things like creating this narrative of with the monsters in that can't come into the houses at the little place where they get the vegetables now. Like that was a thing that they introduced from episode 1 pretty much. And like we have no kind of thought about that. We have no kind of resolution. That hasn't progressed at all. We're we're so starved for any kind of answers, or not even just an answer, but like a direction. We're so starved for direction at this point that I'm starting to not care. Because what happened with Lost is Lost started giving you answers, and then like, okay, that's a good answer. Then they went to another level, and there's more answers. And then there was more answers, and then it ended up being like it's some cosmic.
KP, I have one question though. Why does this show have to answer the mistakes of Lost? Can it live on its own? Like, I agree with you about Lost, but
I agree with you too. But like, this is how people's minds work, right? You know what I mean?
post-traumatic loss disorder is real. I agree.
Go on, Phil.
No, I'm just saying post-traumatic loss disorder is real. Like, people are so hurt by that show and the mystery box hurting them that they want to, it's like, show me on the doll where Lost hurt you. It's like people are so afraid of this show hurting them, but it's not Lost. Like, we can't bring that baggage onto this show, KP. That's all I'm saying. We can't.
I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you. It's like you get into a relationship with a new woman, and like she does none of these things that the last woman did, but for whatever reason, you start judging her based on like.
And people are doing that with this show and Lost too much.
The difference is too much, you're saying?
No, I'm saying not just you. People are doing that, what you just described with this show and Lost too much. Like making this show pay for the mistakes Lost made.
There are three. I mean, and there are like three reasons for that. One is Harold. He was in Lost very prominently. Two, it's the same writers. And three, they kind of sold themselves as the next Lost, but we're going to get it correct, because they were saying that in interviews, right? Like Harold was saying in a bunch of interviews for the second season and coming up to the third season. So like, if they put themselves in that spot, pretty much, I don't think I did, right? But but that aside, the episode was a solid 7.0 to me. I enjoyed the episode. It's starting to push me in a direction where I could see, if I don't start getting answers that make sense sometime soon, I'm going to stop caring. You know, and I think if we're going to be honest, a lot of people, at least in the chat, I know Tony loves it. I love it too. I'm just really hoping that they could stick the landing. So that's my 2 cents on that. What the question I have, I'm perhaps going to leave you guys with, is I don't think we discussed it. I've been in and out of the discussion all evening, but have we discussed the body in the secret chamber that Elgin discovered? Have we discussed that at all? Or
yeah, a little bit. Tony pointed out something really unique about that, and we'll get to that. Thank you so much, KP. You're awesome as always, buddy.
Jim's clothes. Yeah. I heard that part. But I don't know if that is that person. Is like, what do you think the story about that room and that person in that room, and what do you think that story is? I don't know if we've discussed that.
I think it's hard to tell. All I could say about it right now is that someone has to be held there against their will, that they don't want no one to find. I mean, that's why you would have it. And they were housing them there. They put a bed there. So it has to be, the fact that they had a bed there for the person means that, not that they care about them because they have bed for inmates, but you have to have that now. But it just seems that they're putting someone in there that, not that they're trying to keep them comfortable, but semi-comfortable, but they don't want them found for some reason.
Yeah, like it's not one of the monsters that they took in. It's somebody who was in the village, or at least a human being that you have some sort of sympathy towards.
Yeah, maybe they hid the kids. Maybe they hid the kids there. Maybe the kids were hid there.
That, because what I'm thinking is, okay, our friend Victor was down there for a minute, right? And like, obvious, like that, you can't tell me that if somebody was in that room, that if Victor was down there in the middle of all this chaos, that at some point they don't talk, like so Victor certainly has some kind. If that room is what I think it is, Victor has to have some knowledge about that. And perhaps obviously the last thing is my thoughts on Victor have really changed, and I definitely see him as I would, if you, I don't know if you guys ever saw the episode of Rick and Morty called Fruity Land, where Rick's daughter, like, people didn't want to play with her, so Rick's daughter created this virtual reality called Fruity Land, and she used to go in there and play with people, and she was somebody inside of it one day, and then she left, and the person was trapped there, like, and it's a world that Rick created specifically for her with all these stuff that she likes. I'm starting to believe that this is a world that's created to keep Victor comfortable and not piss him off or not awaken his powers, because if his powers are awakened, he will be able to do stuff to whomever it is in charge of from that they don't want to happen. So like, I'm beginning to think that this is a whole construct made up to hold Victor inside and to prevent. So with that said, guys, let me know what you think about it.
Right.
I'm still on the wagon totally. I'm just, hoping I get the last couple of episodes that they pull me back in. And everybody in the chat, have a good night and go speak.
100%. We love you, KP. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, KP. We love KP. KP's our brother. You know what I mean? Phil, people ask, Glue Guns and Roses asked a question that if we were friends before YouTube or do we meet on YouTube? The answer is we met on YouTube.
Yes, we met on YouTube. This that thing I was showing, I don't know if I can pull it up again, but the GIF I was showing was actually the first. No, I mean we met twice, but it was the first time we met in Dallas was
yes.
that thing that I showed. I don't know where. Do I still have it? No. Let me see. Where is it? No, I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this was coming into the bar when I first. This was literally the first moment Tony and I met each other in person.
Yeah. 100% right there.
But no, we didn't know each other beforehand. We met each other on a random stream that Tony, myself, and LT did. Yep.
And then I went on his channel. And then after I went on his channel, it was Carmine said that you two guys have great chemistry together.
Yeah, Carmine kind of set us up like the dating game a little bit.
Yeah, Carmine from Red Team, a channel called Red Team Reviews. He was like, you guys really work good together. Yeah, work great together.
Yeah, he told me the same thing. He's like, you and Tony should work together more. I guess that's our Carmine's impressions, but yes, Carmine did sort of encourage the situation for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I know somebody was calling in. I'm going to try to see if that person calls back. If not, then we're going to bounce up out of here.
But Tony, I would say we got the closest in Nashville. Like really, our relationship sort of our friendship really sort of confirmed during the Nashville trip. We spent more time together. This is area code 347. Yes, you're right, Tony. Area code 347. Welcome to the show. You're on with Tony and Phil.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Phil. It's Rose.
Hey, Rose.
Hi, how you doing? I was calling before, but I hung up and the voice 916 was on, so I can't interrupt her.
Fair point.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't really have too many theories or anything like that because I be drinking while watching this show, so I don't be remembering a lot of stuff. But I just was wanted to know if you think it's going to be like a bloodbath at the end of the season.
I don't know if they would do that at the end, like bloodbath, like start massacring the town or a lot of people. But I think that they still have to kill a major character must die this season, if not two. I don't think we've gotten it. I think we've gotten one. Tien Chen is a heartbreaking death, but she wasn't a major part of the cast. I think we need to lose two people from the cast, at least, for this season. I think one's Fatima, whoever you want to say, Christy, main cast. Christy, go through them all.
Christy, Kenny,
Kenny, Jim, Tabitha, Boy, but it has to be two. I think Fatima's one, and I don't know who the other one would be, but it's got to be some. I think you got to get rid of these people.
Maybe Fatima takes out Elgin, and that break Boy right there.
That could be something too.
You mean
Yeah.
Ellis or Elgin?
Yeah.
You mean Ellis or Elgin? Which one?
Oh, Ellis.
Ellis, her boy, her husband, right? Or,
Yeah.
they're married, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're married.
they got married. They had a
Yeah, they did
ceremony.
get married.
Yeah, he put a Fruit Loop on her finger. Do you
Yeah, no,
remember that?
I've been calling her husband and wife all night. I just want to make sure I wasn't fucking up.
Yeah, he
Like,
stuck
they
a
got
Fruit
married,
Loop.
right?
He had a Cheerio. He stuck it on a finger.
Yeah, that does it. Doesn't it do it? That worked for me in the 3rd grade. It did. You and me are still married, Ellie.
They can't all have the bling Diddy you had on last week. T Diddy.
Yep. Oh, we're not allowed to talk about that 347. But yeah,
That's a stream
that disappeared from history. That never happened.
Yeah, okay. Well, sorry, that was members only. Sorry about that.
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't.
No, but I thoroughly enjoy the show. Sometimes I like this live better than the show. So
thank you.
Like KP made some good points about the show, but I'm
don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. No, I'm kidding.
Don't encourage him.
Don't encourage KP. Come on.
KP's like part of the show. He's like a main staple.
He is. We've talked about it before.
Might happen. Voice of 916 might happen, but KP Reds is part of the show.
Yeah, talk radio only works with awesome callers, and we're lucky to have yourself and KP and Voice of 916 and everyone else that called tonight. You guys are amazing, and you make the show. And thank you so much, caller. We hope you have an awesome night and call in again. So we got a couple of text messages quick. Extra-dimensional aliens come out of space. Yeah, we already said that. And then 832 says, why are there people at MGM sending out... maybe Tony and I will do a separate stream on this. This is a question about the situation that's happening right now with some of the leaks and stuff. But we'll talk about this maybe at a different date, 832 after the season and stuff. But get into this. But basically, it was a question of how did this happen, Tony? That kind of question. How did this happen?
But it's obvious how it happened, but we'll talk about that when it's
we'll talk about that more after the season and stuff. 832, but we'll get into that.
100%. All right, let's thank everybody for coming out here and rocking with us. If you're staying awake and you need some place to go see Julie B Deep Dive. She's on live. They're
going to be on for 19 hours, right, Tony?
Julie B. See, KP went on Julie B. It stayed on for 3 hours.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. I'm going to take
3 hours.
I'm going to take one shot to the audience. Thank you guys, everyone, for all the super chats tonight. Thank you for everyone that's checking out on my channel and on Tony's channel. You guys have been amazing this season. Everyone that's checking out the audio cast, thank you for the reviews and pumping us up. Keep doing that on Spotify or on Apple Tunes. We got a lot of people checking out the podcast, Tony, and we appreciate all of you guys. And we hope you keep pushing that as well. And toast to all of you folks. Thank you so much. I can't believe we only have 3 more episodes, Tony.
3 more episodes and it's over. It goes by so fast. I'll be back with LMR on Wednesday. I'll have my video review on tomorrow. I'll drop that. And then
I'll be watching on Wednesday. I've been watching you and LMR on Wednesday. It's good to see you guys.
No doubt. We'll be out there. You gotta come join us, though.
Oh, I will, but I like the opportunity to hear to let you guys rock and roll. But I will pop on before the end of the season on one of those Wednesdays. Usually I'm just smoking on the couch listening to you guys, in the chat room, ninjaing in the chat room, to be honest with you.
And before we go, once again, let's hear Tilly's last words.
Okay.
Tilly went out like a G, God damn it.
That's nasty.
She went out like a G. She had to let her know before she got out of there. Tilly had to let Fatima know what she thought of him.
My goodness. I'm so horrified. I said whatever I said to inspire that. That's horrible.
Let's do it. Just thumbs up, this brothers across the realm, the course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who